no womatime ante eno aye Pep Guardiola anopai wono so letters a wote ejayen ewo dwumade no so yekọ Pep Guardiola so apiem na ose wohwe Borussia Dortmund a wobetime akase afiwe no inconsistency ewo maso ye eheda nkoye emfa emamo wini na wochina wobese lose aba ene adade sane mani na aye ade a eko etia Borussia Dortmund we eno firi ho a wom ewo good players the likes of Erling Holland nom the of players one Manchester City no at any point in time we betima cause surprise and small penino at the AJ and then anopay Jumade no so na Rodri and a tuja say ano Rodri no dionim and said udoni ebepiemo Manchester City one good players and so and Borussia Dortmund good players in the game omoko pon and energy and no betimi day name Manchester City players no well determined than Borussia Dortmund is what do no and say I'm a bomb day now fenema koye at the ama team way and sama who down they call Rodri Asuya one also at the tuja Juma Jensen Matt Himmels a player Emma Borussia Dortmund and pay what they are tuja say opa Borussia Dortmund on the old believe say Borussia Dortmund ekuta players woman ready say ambabwa now fenema koye ama Borussia Dortmund Manchester City good players there now so and then send your team bian kunumtie ebetime akọ ede ama Borussia Dortmund anom Matt Himmels and pay letters and also at the etudwa live on Oyeripa TV live on Oyeripa 100.7 FM enti mawie sano na meko ensam fofromo na Hans Joachim Vaski onom chief executive officer Emma Borussia Dortmund na papa di tudwa se anode wo kan amo biatimate se Borussia Dortmund ekopja so akobobo siampa de akoto player BMD ensi se bia bete se Borussia Dortmund ekobobosia our bank de akoto player with era of COVID-19 no homo players homo no wombe manager mo na openini ebusa ne se say Erling Holland na kodai obatono anase ontono and was lawyer se de emprempre na sem na yaka no UEFA Champions League entinya de sem metima commentate se ida se Borussia Dortmund abaton Erling Holland anase womo enton Erling Holland anom ensema udawani ekopiema owura no enso ati ejayen ewo dwumade no so enem Real Madrid and Liverpool and Apple and also another big game na game no todwa ewo Estadio Alfredo Stefano Stadium na Felix Bridge from Germany and ejamo as center referee 8 p.m. and a side game no ebetime atodwa na ewo side game wemo and udawani kopiemo ewo Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp asua was enem I was say omu Chelsea Real Madrid na only Madrid akoba I was say udi se otirim say a Champions League nkwadia emfa any players Real Madrid edu omu ebem na Madrid ewo really good moment for now esi ani mekoye emam the last game omu boy in the Spanish Premier Division Santander no enkudumtiem etime akoy ema womom enti otwanim se nema nyina ebekoye ama team nom na okọ Jurgen Klopp asoya odi atudwa se ne team nom aye well determined say ene wom ebeboa na fenkunumdie etime aye aboboko no dia wase ohwetima ekuta Real Madrid na wuntime andaije omoda esan say Madrid with the likes of Toni Kroos, Luka Modric, Casemiro, Freddy Valverde at any moment in time betime a change game no enti or come on the place no hetimati say ni kwansa wom mutirim etime aye omode na Jurgen Klopp ewie no eno say ni team na no nyese bia Sadio Mane ana game no ejano so nyese bia Mo Salah ana game no ejano so collective effort ana mo di ko game no ano ayenso penino ati etudwa na born again be pa ho na ya adwuma bi na okọ Diogo Jota so Diogo Jota striker emma Liverpool na Diogo Jota say player bia ni so adi no say obanya kwanya na fe on Madrid ati abani Madrid good team or try him say match game and the eventual to 8 p.m. I was Spain Estadio Frederick Stefano Stadium no in Clementino ebetime akọ ama Liverpool was a Kiev game no there omo dia to machi omo twa nim say ene game no and a concentration nyina ebetime akọ so na fe Clementino no enso etime aba na ye ka UEFA Champions League wansam no and na ye powura mu Joseph Pep Guardiola so ye manager ama Manchester City nebuzan se pape boy kakra he say otwa team ekuta Borussia Dortmund na omo kuta good squad pa na Ellen Bruno Holland no say na si uno ya 300 million euros bi sa je ubatono a ise okuta sa sika no Manchester City ebeti sika akokofa Abrante na nchemu wei ana Joseph Pep Guardiola edija Oiripa TV Oiripa FM
BVB, Borussia Dortmund, and the King Seb, his agent. So I don't know. I understand completely. People asked today, on day before, and day after a week about this Haaland. Of course, he's an exceptional striker, but you will understand that it's not appropriate for me, player for another club, talk about him. No, not at all. No for the pack. No spend for one player a lot of money, give you advantage to win. It's a team. Football is a team game. Like everyone make his contribution. The guys who doesn't play making incredible contribution, the backroom staff and everyone. So it is a competition. Will not be win for one player. It's for absolutely everyone. So far the club had decided no spend not close 100 million or more than 100 million for one player. Maybe in the future it's going to happen when the club decide it's necessary for improve the team for the next 5-10 years for many reasons. But so far the club, the organization, the CEO, the sport director decide don't do it. And
nice one inti ano aya Joseph Pep Guardiola nsam no enti Pep achem say that be na Manchester City ba dwen say bete 100 million euros akoto player there ono de onim na for now ene no mo game no as collective effort nye se bia player ba ko na amoti no eco game no owie no na ochem say Ellen Bruno Holland there sabio obia na ne afira kra be hu say Ellen Bruno Holland no a good player yentie sansem no live on Oiripa FM and yenhwe live on Oiripa TV.
But in that age, to score this amount of goals is not easy to find in the past, honestly. So I think he's 20 years old. With the numbers, it speaks for himself. So when that's happened, is because he can score the right, left, in the counter-attack, in the box, and when you dominate, when you make the counter-attacks in the header. So yeah, he's a fantastic striker. Everybody knows it. So a blind guy who will realize he's a good striker. So it's not necessary to be a manager.
Pep Guardiola na chem say Sabio bia na nia fra kra be hu say owura Ellen Bruno Holland or a fantastic player na yemra Jurgen Klopp on a Real Madrid game no so anopay na Jurgen Klopp e de to just Liverpool team no ama build team no for such matches big games say no and na Liverpool team no we build team no for such games.
We were good in the game, that's true, and after that we were not that good in the game anymore, and Real came up and started dominating the game. Actually, our team is built for this kind of games. We face a football playing side, which is very helpful for football in general, but for our kind of defending as well. And that's why we have a chance. Absolutely. I heard outside already everybody says Real Madrid is favorite. Great, no problem at all with that. They are used to the role, and we have no problem with the role of the challenger. But how I said, we want to give it a proper try. We know that we were good that night, but 25 minutes being really good in the final was never enough. And nobody's interested when they look back in 10, 15 years how we played the first 25 minutes, but we knew it anyway. And but it was a different time. We were in a different place. Since then, a lot of things happened. So no, we feel good in our situation, but we know that we face a difficult opponent.
Right, Tinti, Jurgen Klopp and the same way etime atu anim and anopay yebusa so penny motivation level no say and is also lawyer motivation level na dia elsoro na openi boy kakra obeka 2018 e Kiev na a UEFA Champions League final. Sa game no and Jurgen Klopp masa player Mohamed Salah ye didn't sa e war from and nay a brand on sa war from Sergio Ramos captain omo game no be and also way a different from Kiev 2018 finals no.
my motivation is highest level because it's Champions League. We want to go to the next round. We play Real Madrid. This had nothing to do with 2018. But when I got the draw, because the first time that we played Real Madrid since then, of course I remembered the game, and I said it after the game that time. If somebody asked me in a press conference a week later, maybe a month later, if I would invite Sergio Ramos to my 60th birthday, I would say no. Meanwhile, I would think about it again. So it's not because he's a great footballer, but of course I said that I didn't like what happened that night. It was for us a strange night, but it's completely normal. But it's long ago, and I cannot get that feeling back, that anger or whatever. So I don't even try. What I try is to prepare my team for tomorrow to show how good we are as a football team. So in a strange season, obviously, in a difficult season for us, but we want to show how good we are. And if we are better than Real Madrid or score more goals or whatever, then we go to the next round. And if not, then Real Madrid. That's pretty easy.
Enti Jurgen Klopp and HM say attacker enti ya on de free off for now and manager in summary ninsam and no na 2018 finals are all kano and na yesi anope ye beku atikakra live on Oiripa TV, live on Oiripa radio on Facebook, live on Oiripa Sports, live on Oiripa 100.7 FM. Yakona fe yako Kiev in 2018 finals between Liverpool and Real Madrid. I mean, Liverpool supporters. I don't pay game we share. It's your mom. We are Liverpool fan pay. Mucha TV. The mom fan chame. Sa game no. And na you did Mo Salah. Then sa ewo from Sergio Ramos to be precise. Inti you know kwe nchika kra. Na fe ya check sa video no. Inti you enjoy sa video ni na live on Oiripa TV no. Na fe on Facebook, Oiripa Radio, Oiripa Sports, Oiripa TV. Na enjoy sa video no enti yanko Diogo Jota na so apiem na Diogo Jota se na ne da so nyina ene se big stage bi say obenya kwanya na on Real Madrid ati apani na akwanya no ena etimi abano. This is the moment obe show ade ache wiase nyina se ono woye Diogo Jota nti ano eye ensema akodano ade ejan ena anopay na oko Nacho Fernandez aso ya woye Real Madrid defender Nacho Fernandez this season and upon the best game our Real Madrid na our believe say in a game etodam our Estadio Alfredo Di Stefano Stadium no a game massa I was say Madrid etime emeki supporters no proud I was say Madrid boys no omutime elete game no na femutim kudim Emma Real Madrid inti on Oiripa TV sesia no 2018 finals etodam our Kiev Liverpool and Real Madrid. I repeat, and ebetime atodwa no enti bra na ba enjoy sa game no sa time na de na Andy Robertson and Trent Alexander-Arnold na Liverpool latras neja na ese na asema se nkoye collab craba eden se Trent Alexander-Arnold ebetime awura the three lions of England squad me and ebehu se or Trent Alexander-Arnold and answer onye Trent Alexander-Arnold inti ebe Trent Alexander-Arnold against Vinicius Junior Enyasem ketwa na Nacho Fernandez se ohwe Zidane o coach bia se okay game a wo head down we say game no masa plan we no dikom at any moment in time of any tactics internet tactics by aduma e Estadio Alfredo Di Stefano Stadium yanko Zinedine Zidane na so ye wono aye Real Madrid manager na odi atudwa se ohwe Jurgen Klopp oye great manager okuta great CV na ohwe ba bi odi Liverpool etimi aduru so many years na edin ema Liverpool say womo ebetimi age the English Premier League godom beje ye wosan bonomoden edomo ekoje UEFA Champions League tells you manager and then on the kwakosia na Madrid is for UEFA Champions League and Champions League is for Real Madrid and tisani etie bia na enkunimdiem abaye team ne dia na eno atino na Zidane ade tudwa say manfo andati Real Madrid kakra ewo this year's UEFA Champions League nom say ase Madrid krankoye emfa ema Real Madrid omuntimente Champions League ne adade na ose Madrid dia obo Champions League emfa o and the form ode ebo Spanish Premier Division Santander this season so nema ekoye ema omotoso miensa ewo the Spanish Premier Division Santander twede no so into believe say nema nyina ebe koye ama team nom wose finals and also a knockout stage stage amo 180 minutes abo na obia na onim finals bo anase onim knockout stages of UEFA Champions League bo eche Real Madrid anom aye Zidane anopay nensem enono na Zidane boy kakra ya tete se ye ba waso ya wone Madrid team no mani abere papa se mobefa Mohamed Salah Gali afi Liverpool na fe Mohamed Salah Gali abaya juma ete ama live ama Real Madrid team no ena ochem se lawyer emprempre no min commente emfa we say a branch ne si akan emma Liverpool nti ena wase mekoka ne wonsem etimin kan branch ne wonsem eno aye Zidane anopay ne latest eno no na odawani ekopiemo ewo Mohamed Salah Gali aso ya Mohamed Salah Gali se oyenipa enti obekaya in 2018 South Finance wani gusu a ohwe live on Oyerepa TV live on Oyerepa 100.7 FM no memories ne ewo na ne believe nyina ene se obetima boa na fenema koye ama Liverpool onko for revenge against Ramos say Ramos kan game no omobi na yebusa ne se ene onka sa no ema relief bia na say ne kra game no enya de say Ramos ebobie enti betima yo join no say Madrid team no player bia be say Madrid jersey say omejam emo Madrid no obo ebonye obi amfansa ne team eno aye ensema wo penino ati etudwa na enom ana Casemiro aye nikenika me friend nikenika esan say oja Real Madrid mfinfi o kompa odi atudwa say game we no untimi nkase Kiev game oni gusu awotwe live on Report TV live on Oyerepa radio say ebia masa yetinkunim ewo Kiev 2018 inti twaso football follow sa logic no na dia be Madrid the time Madrid mpeso mbehu and so mbenya total humiliation afi Liverpool aso ye ewo Estadio Alfredo Stefano Stadium enti omunyi sa game no hemfan free omutirim enti Loris Karius no Loris Karius baby akwa no peja abo no free by awurade Liverpool form pese game we eya hombeka Loris Karius 170 game no anono dada no na Guy Bill na wahiti pa ofa ball no de ba na chasa no den ene no Guy Bill kan game no enti anopay sa game na kan wasem no eye live enti meko Arsenal so ye na anopay wutan ni kopiem ewo Arsenal letters a eba anopay hm se Martin Odegaard no Arsenal will believe pa se send ye tie bia no wo mensa ebetimi aka Martin Odegaard na fe Martin Odegaard abaya juma ade ama team no David Moyes wono aye coach ama West Ham United na David Moyes ade atudwa se nyankopon bua in the summer offer bia ba wo ma ebejai abrantie no mum ama na tima kwa brantie ben and American ansemi Declan Rice wansem and American akwanya bia ba wo mbejai Declan Rice ama no etime akọ na sika amopeno gise amonsa etime eka na Don Carlo Ancelotti odi atudwa se nyankopon bua top 4 no West Ham United ombetime abo enei Everton so ebetime abo enti okama Everton players no etime atiasa se emfa se no a wo mo epo 1-1 nyina believe se ombetime akọ adi akomanim na fe wo mo etime abo top 4 no bi na Gainavo adi atudwa se Zeslingard obia ebo Zeslingard abaso se ewo se Zeslingard lono eba na wieye ewo West Ham United onsan emra emeya adwuma emfama Manchester United obesre se nkebeya enka Brighton permanent move to West Ham United esense obepiemu ewo Manchester United eba densem obenya bi etimambo ebia na obetse ase se obetena bench no fighting for position they said de Daniel James mo eye ewo Manchester United say okay Marcus Rashford okay Bruno Fernandes mo a betting says our players you be bench mo na fe Zeslingard anya kwanya esi akan ewo team no anom aye Gainavo futu a wote ema player no na Gainavo we asem no de asem kese aba no pay na Gainavo say Euro 2020 no or two players be ewo the three lions of England national team no one aye Harry Kane and afa two aye Harry Maguire Jacobs and odi atudwa se Euros ya yebeko in the summer se Harry Kane kokopra and affect the three lions of England at se Harry Maguire Jacobs and so penny DNT na wokasa and also like chem man sentiment Ghana we so be antimenti se Harry Kane dey so pra Dominic Calvert-Lewin Raheem Sterling Crutchy ball as a force number 9 Marcus Rashford na okobo Harry Maguire Jacobs zin na ene kokopira ebe den say fallback Guy Southgate episode ball in Euros in the summer no ebe den ete ama team nti se bia wo si wan ba kumpira na Euros no onko bidia enka Harry Kane bom emka ho a enka beboa the three lions of England dan se bia okọ Euros no na Harry Maguire Jacobs enka ho or more options ewo attack than defense eno eye Guy Letters one also ete eba enano pay yanko Nuno Espirito Santo na so ye na Nuno Espirito Santo eye manager Emma Wolverhampton Wanderers anopay what they atudwa se nyamianim ene no kranie I was say Wolverhampton Wanderers team no woman left on game no ekosoro kakra esan say woman matimpo e wo fam eno eye enso penidi tudwa na reporter eba HM say woko Chelsea aso ya Chelsea players enya happy na Chelsea players na say most senior players among Chelsea say nano Thomas Tuchel ekoko gina ni so ema ye ti no born ekanum ema na team no side game no na senior players so omo believe say na was say enka Tammy Abraham etime ebo game no be na report and second every AC Milan anopay HM say uko Zlatan Ibrahimovic Ibrakadabra na so ya Zlatan e said e akwanya ajaba waje penye etimatum se obey stante 1 year contract ama AC Milan nti according to report I mean second HM se openino obey stante 1 year ede ama team no na eno de buja se ede ben ena obey offer ede ama AC Milan nti anopay live on Oirepa TV live on Oirepa 100.7 FM on Facebook Oirepa Radio Oirepa Sports enti bra na yanhwe Zlatan Oyestandia ni edge na den ana otibema AC Milan tie gina no so anopay na yada seda ama Boshaba Electricals me say Boshaba Electricals there enkania fie enonom enti chandelier light ana ope corner light gate light ceiling light LED light 3 watts 6 watts 9 watts 12 watts 18 watts and answer 24 watts bedside lamp spotlight steady lamp LED flight light 150 watts CCTV cables 100 meters 200 meters CCTV camera the other one say the other them the channel 360 degrees screen holders standing fan orange and a brand no remove standing fan ceiling fan air condition and answer air conditioner fan with USB socket outdoor gold and answer switch signal over Boshaba Electricals original certified cables no bra never GB 1.5 mm 2.5 mm 4 mm and answer open 6 mm 10 mm 16 mm I approved by Energy Commission of Ghana bra never GB ewo Boshaba Electricals adum Boshaba building yane prisons run about no ana edi enhwedemo Ponsego Lane yewo Sambra Hotel mom ana edi animhwe afa pizza so oba antenta kofo dan na yebedi nkomo ewo ahomabofo so 0322 0308 38 0322 0308 38 0541 125 339 fre na fenema nyina enkoye ema nano pay time and chances of fast food TC floor and no pay a fried rice na ope and answer wope fried rice akonam kesiem yenu guso na de salad cream guso afraid akonam kesiem yenu and a so a year na ba program bi na ba ope aduane serve ya wo na a time and chances TC fast food aso ye and I was so ba na delivery services na ye emfa woni baby awo 12 o'clock na aduane na aben na Chrome station wo won 7 kum so ni so ye wo ye di adwuma tafo so oko scoreboard junction udu macro no e tachiman station wo mama Esther shop na nimo 0249 030830 0249 030830 0561 536735 oba frena fe niema koye ama enano pay ye be call Dr. Mensa of Dr. Mensa Herbal Center na so ye na fe yakoje ayaresa e stroke na do kro wo hepatitis B hypertension and tete wo awoma asthma dunya sexually transmitted infections abusan foko na omwa no nto ase ma wo edua nya wo a ebewo wani na nyina atu ɔne yɛnsensene so yɛtu aseɛ nti Dr. Mensa tu yadeɛ no se ɔde product ahodoɔ pii naba Samenk Rectimum Herbal Powder ɛyɛ immune system booster bɛsan kakai for bɔnkyerɛ ɛzansono afeli ɛyɛ Samenk Rectimum Herbal Powder ɛna wogye ama no Samenk cold capsules ɛbɛtu koko na se Samenk black powder yi fi bi afiri mu na afa reduce cholesterol no Samenk man power capsules ɛboa amoa adwuma yie ɛwɔ mpɛm ɛnkran pumpune man ntam wɔ Madina Zongo Junction ɔman FM Dynum ɛne ɛwɔ Sunyane yɛwɔ Presby Junction yɛne Old Municipal Hospital ɛna ɛdi animhwɛ enti kɔ ɛne kotwi Kumasi no yɛne Guinness Depot no na ɛdi nhwɛne mu ɛwɔ kotwi 027 1173 551 027 1173 551 024 5958 768 into Belfre. Now, Fenima Koye Ama Anopay. Na reporter, Mede sorry and say, Woko Liverpool Asuya. Na Biketa. Esia kan Emma Liverpool. Na let us na say na Biketa na say Brenton Koye. Emma no ewa Liverpool ama Brendan Rodgers manager. Emma Leicester City and Liverpool. Empening for a chunk of Dabi. Way or a good mate for the Obejamo. Emma Leicester City Babua. Inti Leicester. Epe na Biketa. And no a letter sa. And also Eba and Anopay. A kai Gunto and Ed deserve Abasobodia. Ubia ete Emma no. It's said this season. After say your strikers na omu prepare na goes to Emma onwa. And na ese goes to Emma Joseph Pep Guardiola manager. Emma Manchester City in Sem. And on and Anopay. Live on Oyeripa TV. Live on Oyeripa 100.7 FM. You might so na yatin phone cross on some no etimi SC now fe Oyeripa 100.7 Oyeripa TV today's sports no atwaso.
Good. Yako amanone yemrana yemhwede e to dwa e ofie. Me no e kasa die meba na fe abofo bi adaroma mabehwe mo messages a mode abraye no na fe yede ne nyina e de aba. But before that no mame enkai ebusuafo se Mariano Barreto onse mrofoko kisini de omonyama no fast na fe omaye ne kama tin yi 18 players a wode ekopiem ewo boase na fe echena nyame adon standing match a wone Bechem United betumi abono officially out na tin yi minhu Christopher Nete wom samedini bi kura ben na minhu okay good de tin yi goalkeepers no mienu Razak Abalora and Felix Anan two keepers a Mariano Barreto de call boase against the tin say ne nyina mo no Bechem no Razak Abalora Felix Anan ohwe defense no a Samuel Frempong Imoro Ibrahim Patrick Asma Ishmael Ganiyu, Habib Muhammad, Yusuf Mubarak, and Wahab Adams. Mamisha Echrobium, Samuel Frempong, Imoru Ibrahim, Patrick Asma, Ishmael Ganiyu, Habib Muhammad, Yusuf Mubarak, and Wahab Adams. Yonko in Fin Fronomo, Fabio Gama, Latif Anabila, Emmanuel Jemfi, Godfred Esiama, Salifu Mudasir Way, and midfielders are Barreto, Eddie Elko Boasi against Bechem, Fabio Gama, Latif Anabila, Emmanuel Jemfi, Godfred Esiama, Mudasiru Salifu, Yanshe strikers no, and our forwards no, Nabi Keita, Augustine Okran, Markio Vinicius, yes, ni permit na benteno, Okatim who are Woko Boase, and Andy Kumi Francis, Nabi Keita, Augustine Okran, Markio Vinicius, Andy Kumi Francis, 18 players are. Barreto Eddie Elko was not just say minhu Christopher Neti and minhu Sako de Oho. Yes, Kwame Adom Frempong. Omunyina no amexe our squad no nti nyame adomwa yebeba na yaba abehwe de no so ekoso. Meba na mabekan o messages no ekakra na yenko ne eba na just say abehwe de ekoso. Oyibo Boaten was watching the show live from Enebehin. Hi Clementino. Wishing Kotoko all the best as we play Brecum Chelsea tomorrow at Linkley Sports Arena. Fabulous, the best. Oyibo Boaten the messenger or the Abraham on Facebook no. Alhaji Mama Salia if you banda no was it good to be back after a long break. Good to see the stars of the second round of the Ghana Premier League. Boss, why can't we allow fans to access our league games? I ask this because some soccer crazy fans are using all manner of means to see the game despite an imposed restriction from some authorities. a belated happy birthday to my dear PSA Hajia Abiba. We at the enso and no Trifina Papa Tornado. The message was Real Madrid will win by 2-0. Okay, yeah, that's say Francis Obin. The message of their brain on Facebook was Bechem United must do their possible best to beat this weak and porous Kotoko team to prove to the Kotoko inclined sports presenters that they are mere overhyping the Kotoko team. Okay, Francis, Nedie, and no. Kingston Amankwa Anan de la Soul from Dodowa Town and Country Planning Department was Clementino, please advise Coach Johnson Smith to advise the coach in selection because he didn't start preseason with them because if he feel they have failed together and we will if they lose they will lose his job. Fabulous, the greatest Nedia de la Soul Ede Abrayen and no Pedroa Madina Cruz. The message say good morning Tino. The show is loud and clear inside Tanaso and Napapa is Liverpool will surely beat Real Madrid and Man City will also beat Borussia Dortmund by 3-1. Nedia and no Samuel Anani on Facebook was say good morning fantastic Tino watching the show live from Kunsu Kojokrom. Today Liverpool will do the do because they are going to beat a Funofo Real Madrid. My greetings to Boss inside Kokotiesuya. Nedia and no Hudu Mumuni Atimpaga was good morning watching the show live. The best sports show is live inside Paga Zinga. Hudu Nedia Wade Abrayen and no first batch of more messages are Wade Abrayen no young fancy Yaba na Yabeshadi no so aba on WhatsApp. Na young fasida and former Jackson Herbal Center. Mese papa no wadru papa. Dr. Yasin dear was a day hwehwemu na hwehwemu no wamfa no bebre na ba ye otone boase and was it debi malaria no kwane e fa so a edo kronkofo no e ha adwene yie pa owie no no ye typhoid so suahunu ni nyina mu no na ebenya Jackson Herbal Mixture na obo modern na onum bia otimu say yes a 3 die na abehye wo ho no na yi e de afiri no mo typhoid no nti no nsuo no bebre ho a wontimi nom eno nso ebefiri wo no mo dan nyina metaka se body pains no so honam ye wo ya sa yesora no pasa wontimi modern entimi emebo adwuma wo hia Jackson Herbal Mixture ya no aka se jaundice na da wani so a e ha adwene na ho nkwamo no eye dene a medical card so covid bre mu sa yade no wontimi mmɛn yade bia no betimi aben wo eno nti na me kanfo Jackson Herbal Mixture ede ama wo tie ni yie o teka mu na abun se kwabrane wa chia no ho kakra ya na aya asamadanko ni nyina ne se kokori nti no wontimi entrance yie pass pa de eno ene de ayamtim no so eba Jackson co capsules me recommend ede ama wo no pay ya se bo modem na ko ba bi eto aduro bia na pe bi eto wode bo se de mekan ebretia bi mu no na kokoro etu ase ensoso no we etu ase defe edi efiri ho no mo ade a ede ne se wode Jackson natural capsules ede aba medical ka se be ma de anya yie kura no be se na wotwe bia na wo sese be kwane afa so to pa no e increase ekonanim na wode no wo fam sa ya na ha adwene ti momoden na bu adwuma na afi wo behia Jackson natural capsules na ade fei wode edi mensam no tie eye dani herba obenya bi Colinac Mystic Herba Habme Fredmans omunyina no Elton Dr. Jackson na duro no ebi frɛ no ɛwɔ 0244 723 541 mame enkamfo Kennedy digital satellite emfama Dr. no wo badwuma papa o ma Ghana for dem aye fe wutimu say yes say ati kopo no nyina free system no mu ebi obi fi say oh me kopa 17 inches ato me kopa 19 inches 22 sanso na 24 32 40 43 50 55 65 fa yese me page sika no nyina akoda bi okwa de 3 yie na wo ya ban adwuma ani a wo ba usika fa controller ho die ye be na kakra de ama wo obetu ne no watu aka wie na fei ade na bow dem pobo na fei opia no anya bi ehwe na nya no nko home appliances no so wasai ade aka satellite ne electronics na water no ho enu nti na akọ no ho no de a Kennedy SCC de home theater enyo ne nie tie nie fufu pounding machine no wo fufu ntam so ema mo am ye choba adwuma no etimi eboawo sanso na tabletop fridge no ame enkamfo enfama ye wo sewing machine wo hono mu a ebo no eda fam kama na popcorn machine sɛ opɛ gas deɛ anaasɛ electric ane nso no Dr. Kennedy ɛde bi aba ɛde ama yɛn ne nyinam no microwave ɛna iron kettle ɛnyɛma no dɔɔso wode bɔ mmɔden sa anɔpa yi meka ho asɛm yi bɔ mmɔden na tofa hɔ no mo woduru Boss FM two no mu no mu a ɛhɔ ɛna abɛhunu Kennedy digital salad main branch no ɛhɔ ɛna wɔ family plaza asɛm ɛna meka yi mo a mowɔ pataase no nso no monkɔ Adom house wonsa building no mu no nyɛma no ɛwɔ ha no yɛwɔ dewa ɛsan egu hɔ no mo frɛ Kennedy ɛwɔ 0244 385 728 mame ɛnkamfo faith homeopathic clinic ɛmfa ɛma wo mɛse ne nnuro no deɛ nwanwa ne sane deɛ no ɛyɛ nnuro nketenkete bi wɔde ma wawa anhwɛ a wobɛbu no sɛ na meyare stroke STD bɔ me nka yɛ me ho nkwamoa no wafam a mentumi ne ɔbaa ɛnwɔ ɛna fibroid asthma pressure ɛna ulcer ne ɛha meɛ ne nnuro bɛɛ na mode ama mie wode anya gyidie yɛnom o yɛtafrɛ kakra wotafrɛ na stroke no ɛkɔ saa nso na ɛtɛ no glaucoma na ɛbɔ wo nka yɛ no na ɛno nso yɛ afiri hɔ no mu na asthma no ɛne ulcer no ne nyinaa no atu mama faith ɛna ɛyɛ saa nwanwadeɛ yi ɛwɔ ahenema kɔkɔben 18 junction no so a bɔ mmɔden nso duru hɔ a wobɛfrɛ mama faith sane sɛ mfidie gu hɔ a yɛde ɛhwɛ wo haw no na wokɔ so a bɛhu sɛ ampa yɛabɔ ka asiesie facility hɔ no mu a wode wo yadeɛ no kora duru hɔ no mu a wo ho ɛtumi ɛtɔw ɛyɛ 0244 583 859 ɔmada roma ɛna yɛde mo messages no ɛde ɛbaeɛ a ne nyinaa mu no yɛbɛbɔ mmɔden ɛtumi ɛbɛwura mu nti no mame ɛnkɔ ɛna captain siasia wɔ ha saa nso ɛna zakito ɛnso ɛwɔ ha no mu na ɛnɛ yɛkɔ straight na yɛakɔhwɛ deɛ ɛno nso no ɛto dwa ɛwɔ hɔ zakito
tino
akɔ aba
joseph biawoko
ilami adum kabi amu akɔ aba ɔho yɛ deɛ
adum nti yɛakɔ long weekend
yes
holiday yaba
yaba
and you know within the holidays no there was this football competition Europa featured strongly. She said, no, we are into the semi-finals.
Is her?
We are into the semi-finals.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, her name was by the next weekend because she had the idea. Yeah, you be clear any finals no if
and I feel
you call yankoda. You call yankoda.
Maya, the Mati,
you call Juma Papa
qualify advance community.
Yes,
the Afena Star Boys member.
Yeah, of course. Yes.
Well,
oh, Jim.
Oh, Jim.
Oh, Jim. Almost then I left one. You left away. And I say, why you're not that assignment? That is equally important. And do what I need to know. And you do semi-final, yeah, left it.
Fantastic.
As you know, everyone.
Kapi that's it. Because I keep to Abana, Zach. And then we go straight to Hona Champions League or Yaba. Now I be feed you.
Yeah, sanity. We can hear
yeah.
Bomodiana semi-final.
Oh yeah.
Sanity.
It's very true.
Yes. Tino, now a packed weekend.
Yeah.
And before about Champions League and so on, I did could be a hammer and a news from the weekend games now a course or no.
Okay.
This weekend, Newcastle United etina fee. And our money Tottenham Hotspur. A see a kind the English Premier League. Now match in the banner we no. Now game na ended 2-2. Now it was a game that Tottenham at a point in time. Now only the game about 2 goals to 1. Obi say the way I know a control game no now the way I now a dominating no. It's either no omo be be account and I say they will maintain their 2-1 on that game upon. Now even before na Newcastle equate omo kano. A brand FN Hurricane a hit a bar. And you know a potential 3-1. So and the ball quiet but still scoreline remain 2-1 until say Newcastle quarter Carmania 2-2. Now after the game, I'm gonna take Carmania game 2-2 no. And I'm sent for Ebusa Jose Mourinho after post-match press conference. Facebook for the boy. I'm waiting made it. Mourinho response be one of the reporter at the post-match interview no. Na edia analysis bi wa say. Na utie nsema na papa no kana omubusa no in the past
we now can okay
yes in the past holding on to a lead is what you've been so good at doing. Mourinho yina no I say same coach different players.
Interesting.
Same coach different players. Now as the opposite change and say yes he was good at maintaining lead. But Tottenham so on maintain lead na a place na asa they are the opposite change na no those defenders na fi omo bobo no no
omo as compared to those players that he was coaching now at Chelsea, at Inter Milan, but this current crop of Tottenham defenders,
yes, on the Mourinho no sign, but different players,
yes, on Mourinho no sign.
Yeah,
but unim, they are Tottenham team season be share no, enye team obeto ye say obi na ye na obefa ye, over midway last season. So this season you started preseason with the team. Unya opportunity to beef out the team by one kasa. So we assume say players no money now, and you players are open on mobile on the morning. And yet, obi na dia show. These are players that Mourinho wanted. And I when you more audio mu yejuma. So say oba abontina you buse wasem. Na o make such utterances ah. The HA nyan say there will be dressing room problems will start coming in dressing room. We already say about with Negaro last week Hurricane before we contract break on your issue with Hurricane because of another comment or in post-match interview. So I show Mourinho and history. Teams are walking in as or be permanent as be free team no more. These are the symptoms of Mourinho. You be sakina symptoms are
be this time around.
Oh, say no one wash us. He starts dressing room to getting with players. It happened at Real Madrid. Over Real Madrid no. So how on it Cassia. How are not on no takwa at the point in time only Ronaldo. So that happened and the palm no free or then he came back to Chelsea. Or back Chelsea second time. In the first season or winning league. After winning the league, he started having issues with Eden Hazard. About match we are or back post match. No customer yeah for player no. So continuous issues are a breaky dressing room no. Then he has to move on. He came back to Manchester United. In the first season, he won the EFL Cup and winning Europa League. Players now omo trophies in the man no. In the second season no more kontakwa Paul Pogba. Key member of that team now or the Europa League every season no. Paul Pogba was the best player of that tournament. By in the following season no any kontakwa. So dressing room there was a fallout out of the dressing room and the pamo no. Tino so what share this season the ma so what we need Mourinho bia me I watch him at Porto obey Manchester United free mu that 90th minute Costina goal na share Old Trafford now scores as a first goal United are lose 2-1 away into one day now United are qualify ya bobo na 90th minute and Costina at Carmane 1-1 and United free Old Trafford. Wow, if you've watched him Mourinho a coach or baba I say me back from the time as coach now me back bobo always come in to dominate opponent or a pragmatic. He comes in very cautious. And that has been Mourinho from day one up till now. And to say, Edu baby, na adia unim ye more. Tino say, after untimi nya, coach no one wasa. And your players no. What Mourinho knows best, and how to get results even in difficult moments. He will squeeze the results. But this season, Tino TSMB. Not on a 1-0 up against Newcastle United. Yeah. In fair return leg, first leg no more. 90 plus 7 minutes and Newcastle take Armani 1-1. This season, no a 3-2 up against West Ham United. 90 plus 4 and West Ham take Armani 3-3. 1-0 up against Crystal Palace. 81st minute and I'm taking Armani 1-1. 1-1 against Liverpool. 90th minute and I'm consider Armani 2-1. 1-0 up against Wolves. 86th minute and I'm taking then now 2-1 up. 86 minutes, 85th minute, not Newcastle Tikano. So I am so consistent.
The game management.
Yes. How in the last 2-3 minutes, Tottenham a drop points and the Mourinho no. I had the entire Mourinho idea. You understand? So I so accept to say, Sadly, no only more. I feel on Timmy. No accepted that every day.
On you blame no man.
Yes.
More for my players.
No, there be a blame against players where I say, oh yes, Anna. Na the fallout about dressing room and the more ASR na team this season already Tottenham they are not doing exceptionally well.
Yeah.
And it's where SS bomwa then bones no much say there confidence
finish so I
then now so West Ham United are playing very well. Liverpool are coming back. Where they are Liverpool their team they will come back. Top 4 no and yet over for Liverpool. Chelsea are still there. And we should the race for top 4 no. And the Mourinho says now along last no the confidence level of Tottenham was in bubble form. I felt almost season until Mourinho should accept it and move on.
For 2 minutes we Champions League na.
one game a cited I was pinned Real Madrid at home to Liverpool. In 2018, these two teams in the grand finale of this same competition, Champions League. Now, adia and we are seeing a person whether Salah will have opportunity to revenge against this Real Madrid team. 2018, yeah, of course, final game, no. Now Salah has 44 goals in 51 games. Ronaldo has 44 goals in 44 games. So we are saying now we're looking up to these two players in that grand finale. But unlucky for Salah, Oprah no free game anymore. So you know who the glimpses of Salah in that grand finale. Now opportunity has come once again. Say Obe revenge. Sa grand finale no. Sa born on that day. And the game no against Real Madrid. Now what the Liverpool team now, me Obi only be half maintain distance. The Liverpool team no from 2019 form na peki no. It was based on a certain philosophy. High pressing, Muford, Fabinho, Anderson, the Gino Wijnaldum, and occasionally Milner. It is a bigger mistake of Klopp. Time and the centre back in prior, no. Nesenko or trusted our young boys, so let them play. They maintain Fabinho and Henderson or Muford to press. Without that pressing in Muford, Liverpool off. And Russia in their Liverpool last 3 games, or pushing Fabinho call Muford, Albert Kabak and Williams, no. Liverpool are playing very well and they are getting results because now Fabinho will press and win all the balls for Liverpool or Mofo. So an advantage for Liverpool. Now, I'm going to go against Real Madrid team. Benzema pick form. He scored 9 goals in his last 7 games. And he scored in each of his last 7 games for Real Madrid. Okay. Or pick form. And you wonder how Phillips and Kabak are containing the form of Benzema tonight. First Spain Cromono. A very tired game. Liverpool on any day. Say European night footballer. Tino, they are a team that you can't write them off. Form Spain no. You can't. Sorry, England no. Team fair no. They are European masters. Tipene Real Madrid. They are European night masters. And then one game that what's Russia. Mention that who said the absence of Ramos will affect Real Madrid match. Watch your more. O'Brien, Nacho and Varane had combined and played very well for them. And you know, Minister say yes, the express no call one, but in his absence, and then they beat my affect almost so much. A very tight game. I'm looking out to possibly 2-1 win for Real Madrid and then Numri.
But that's it, Zakito. Kabi.
Scores around Europe and it looks interesting. Yeah. If you look at the Premier League, the race no, I hectic, especially the top 4 no. It looks like Manchester City, the only runaway champions or runaway winners of the league. Manchester United is following suit. Then you're talking about Leicester, then West Ham, and then Chelsea. You kick them out from the top 4, almost the 5th. And you're talking about. No, so I'm making the race for you know. Yeah. Chelsea are in it, Tottenham are in it, Liverpool are in it, as well as maybe you can also make a case for Everton. 1 or 2 be Abercount. So it's like 2 positions and I can contested by 5 or so teams to make it a top 4. So are you going to see Liverpool failing to defend or failing to make it to the top 4? It's a big question. But then, if you look at Mikel Arteta's apology to Arsenal supporters, well, one would say is that it's in order. But then you ask yourself, say, Arsenal, at what point in time, that consistent form now? Yeah, especially because before international break, now it looks like say, they were having some good results. Somewhere along the line, almost say Tottenham and among others. But in this game, if you look at Arsenal team against Liverpool, they themselves not only the best of runs, because Liverpool are suffer a lot. 1, poor form, 2, injuries to Omo players, among other things. But for Liverpool to have come to that Emirates Stadium to beat Arsenal by 3-0 no, a strong statement ahead of Omo Champions League game against Real Madrid. And Nona Ama Mikel Arteta, Ejitu Muse, he is responsible for Omo poor performances no, because as a manager, he thinks that on the team set the team in a way ombetimi win that game no. Arsenal supporters binum exercise, you know, if you say the selection or you're consistent with the selection among other things. But whatever being the case, it looks like say Arsenal, Arsenal to come to the top 6 in the Premier League based on how they've been playing. But and also asserted the standard for Liverpool to push into the top 4. And it's over here. Liverpool are 3 points away from the top 4. West Ham now on other 4th position, you know, I think 52. And Liverpool, Tottenham, and one team, 49. So it's just a game. A bit to me, I jump on the Premier League, you know. That's you know, 49. Now contested no. So that is how we see the Premier League, you know. Getting to the last, I don't want to run in, no. I think the Premier League got 8 matches, no. There's a lot. Leicester, I think 7 points away from both Tottenham and Liverpool, but they have to be careful.
Leicester,
56. Yeah, now 7 points. They have to be careful. Who said the same thing happened to them last season? Most part of the season, now they were in the top 4, but last minute they faded out. I don't know, these big boys no able overtake you almost. So they have to be careful. The reason why can't Tottenham Asama now you're careful. They say, Tino, this particular season, Tottenham almost lose 15 points from winning positions. 15 points from winning positions. And only say, team but almost to the team will control in the game. I get to the last minute, stand up the Zakito Emi Mount, Tambia no more, others on Bebo Drona to be lose no. Team no control game no. Ebia last 10 minutes, Bano Bian say, oh, Tottenham, that's on Beshe, and that's on maintain the lead, not be one normal team not take no. They've lost 15 points from that situation. And only 3 teams, I think West Brom and one other team, and they lead you. And top teams don't succumb to such situations. Top teams no. Others here. If for nothing one team in Shenka will be maintaining. That is why I will go with the Mono statement or say, yes, I know Jose Mono, he's noted for that. But why is it that it's not happening? And I say yes. I know the same coach, you know. But we should not forget that he's playing with different players. And yet one particular set, and all day boy and the day that will be there. So once there's difference in players and that stuff, you know, these things are bound to happen, and that's the situation. And you know, I think that if Tottenham want to make it to the top 4, they themselves, because Anthony must say,
Kapia Katima only squad there, Tottenham.
I don't think I'm saying that.
There make us say. It is also will be fixed or some no night to me fix it.
Oh, but yes, sir, you can force a hotel to the riverside, but you can't force it to drink.
Why?
So if somebody over to the Ponkoko Jones will not force it to
like Zakito Canon say where Nyakonya last in the Obitum, but this time around there, when you're quiet preseason Kakrade, Timona starting to know. Saying you go here also. I
don't think that the manager is saying he's running away from the fact. He's part of the situation. That's what he only saying is that who a specific question. See, at the point in time, you're Boba, now what we Bob Peg, we say. What I say, and the factors will be between yes, sir. Because maybe I'm aging.
Yes, how and
maybe I'm aging. Any personal.
But we are not to like us upon our boy and it's a week in Antakina.
Maybe at that time, when the players are not normal boy. You see the point?
Good.
So with Tottenham, there are different players. So here game Libya. And because they've lost 15 points from winning positions. And the time you look at the game, no I say, you know, and Tanzania coach, near players now that some balls are easier to control. Now you just give it out. Against Newcastle, look at how they gave chances. The 2 goals that shared Tottenham in was a giveaway goals. It wasn't a Liverpool Newcastle game on my working a creative chance at the show. What I say? So when such things happen, you cannot say a manager. The players and more individual errors and a cost team no. And a part of the game. But when it's become too much, a bigger issue. You see the point. That is why ABI you side with him. So, especially the defensive partnership of ABI, Dyer and I use Tottenham keeps changing defense. ABI, Eric Dyer, and Sanchez. ABI Toby Adawa, ABI and Sanchez. ABI way anyway, and it will because the coach is struggling to find a consistency among the defensive setup now.
What about Champions League?
Oh, because you know that is what happened over there. Then I was looking at who's my consistent La Liga. So here and especially on Barcelona. I still have the belief we say issues and the Barcelona ever do the wrong doing. But when they started say put things right now, you can see that Barcelona are playing some of the good football. Now they've won 6 straight games, 6 straight La Liga games. If I go and check the La Liga table, the last time I make us the same way, or the first time I started, I make us the same way. Say Barcelona team no, and yet bad team. Then when we feel problems and they had team no. Now the points gap between Barcelona and Atletico Madrid 8. With Atletico Madrid no more 2 games. That's now almost someone else on board. Now, only now about 29 games. Okay, the point gap now is 1. 1 point. And I don't them. And in this time, no, Muna Barcelona anya that straight La Liga wins. No. In this time, no, Muna who say, Lionel Messi ball with that excitement. And now who's a Barcelona team no ball with that freedom and excitement. No. So who say for remember because winter break no Barcelona and Koto play bia and final memory. But you see, it's just a matter of that player commitment. That's a matter of attitude and and when they find the right attitude, no, they are marching on. La Liga, I think, also akababe 9 matches and in La Liga, and with 1 point separating one and Atletico Madrid. About 2 months ago, they about 8 points, and also one or 2 games in hand. So you look at how the season is turning to be. Now Barcelona and Atletico Madrid at 1 point they separate 2. Barcelona lead Real Madrid 2 points. Atletico Madrid lead Real Madrid by 3 points. So the 3 teams will be at La Liga no. As it stands now, the 3 teams will be at La Liga no. With 9 matches are Akamokobono. So Yemfi and Nisho is also bringing an exciting season as far as this particular year concerned. But I think it's Liverpool against Real Madrid in the Champions League. Would I say maybe the best time in Asia? And now what do I say? Because Liverpool, right after the international break, 3-0 against Arsenal. Your scoreline, so they call in the Champions League game, you are comfortable. Thiago Jota back scoring that 2 goals, and Mo Salah adding 1 to 8. I think Obeka it's good. Liverpool, would I say they are getting their confidence back? And American almost team a bad team until they started having problems. Real Madrid on the other side now is also having a good run. They beat Elba by 2 goals to 0. It's a form look like, and yet they are not in their top forms. I was expecting almost some more, but it looks like the 2 teams form at this point in time now almost apart. Okay. So we are in for a game. I know the Liverpool at the back of their mind will want to revenge that game. Nazakito Kanwasem when they had Salah playing on top of his game, Cristiano Ronaldo playing on top of his game for Real Madrid. Expecting that fiercely challenge, Yeah, who is at the end of the day, Real Madrid, that 3-1 win on the far cup, Maybe it's another time Liverpool wants to prove a point. And don't forget, these 2 teams, when it comes to Champions League, they know how to play it. So it's a big game.
Captain Siasi Anyame Inshra. I mean, call Serico Hona, man Akwaba. Jibo, Akwaba.
Na bibi aboko.
Yamiadum. Now so here there.
Adumara kwa bibi.
Weekend no ko kama. And holidays no. Yan kasi we kwa there.
Easter holidays there. The other man there they say to him. Nze free da ekopum dwada.
Yeah.
Nti wudia ma otum say yes we dia ma ho.
Bibi obotom dia de there.
Ba say we Easter no ko na bibi obotom. Say nyumenu nya bibi tu obotom. Anamboa.
Ele kakra.
Na ba ya accounts amasam there.
Oh, yeah. We
if one man be
so dey be a shape of
ezo time for 50 so na me che no ezo time dash for 50
ai jibo tino
before that the man say call via buy action
That's why I asked him, I'm a dada.
Yes, I mean, so on the code, aware of problem. You go see.
As a job, as a year come out. But you jay also as I jay out,
Yamana,
US.
Okay.
I mean, over Hammy.
Obishima.
I come with them announcement. Oh, you know, I'm some Ghana.
What? Sir, you're quite your corner.
You're chatting for it now. You're moving a paba. Legend of Africa.
Okay.
So, your games in a course, so I will Ufurukum Park. It's a friend KCC Park. Was it Memphis and once a million now, the Memphis shirt to a Memphis toward the Obeba. Now you're 12 boys and it's the games in United to be quiet. You're 12 boys and yet me a beam. Benny Atiana said, you better can actually Ufurukum for Nina. You see, a dominant barbecue games in a day at Asia. Now, Niatiana said, we've qualified to the grand finale. Now, Niatiana said, legend by a better was actually modalities and they qualified to the final. A better was not actually Ninamo. And also, you're not honorable century on Captain Sasia, honorable century. You're not honorable in a bull game, no.
No, come century.
You really Baba Bishia or a year the chamso. And I owe me a classic and I be Biansu Koyi and to honorable so baby Ubiano, Yen Chow. Tino, you see. My men touch Barcelona Kakreb in a member Champions League. My share Barcelona. But Ebia this season Barcelona are progressing the Champions League. And so all for season in entirely they've not been convincing. But see a share a Juma Bisu coach here. Tim say indeed I was you mentioned the name of a coach Efrese Ruda Kuma. Who's a coach about to a certain situation or trust situation no matter how difficult situation at here. I was a media bibi de club no. It make us have very tactical formation compare say many the best at the team friends at Barcelona. Now Barcelona are placed better in the league table. And when you Juma coach a friends Ronald Koeman at the Barcelona this particular season. We see Anna Captain Sasiaka say Omo and lucky players in terms of quality. But argument about the quality of players they have. It's about players in right positions. You have Antoine Griezmann who is an elite forward. But of it in Barcelona setup no. Udinishema Efa. He is a playmaker, Anessa. He is a number 10. Between Griezmann and Lionel Messi, one abeba as a number 10, Obeba Lionel Messi. Ubetimi about Griezmann and Lionel Messi so manafa difficult. It doesn't work. And with this watch Barcelona year. And that coach now moving from 4-2-3-1. That is how he started Nijuma Dino Barcelona. Koeman started on about 4-2-3-1. A drew baby Obiemo ko expansive 4-3-3. And the formation of Bonanza about 3-5-2, 3-4-3 system for Barcelona. And a free was started boss system, no. And the Barcelona are very purposeful and just like captain can just 1 point behind Atletico Madrid. Now, so share team carefully. When you pick some individual players within Barcelona setup now, and when I been with Juma Oye, you see Ousmane Dembele, Barcelona for the past 2-3 seasons. He has been crippled with injuries. This is one season, almost season, when a lot of injuries for Barcelona. Clementino said, sometimes there are not timing of an argument, a bright argument between players account to power. And the moment we find ourselves, any the time we find ourselves, a very difficult to say, over an argument between Ousmane Dembele, any say be a friend say Kylian Mbappe. Now, what trust or make it case for Ousmane Dembele? One shaman for Krabidi do attempt. But media me say, Michel Dembele proud to Barcelona and move. Me to me boss sheni ye e was signal eduna. And I me to me boss so share Kylian Mbappe ye e was start Louis the second. And Barcelona had opportunity to pick between these two players. One, also Mfabako, to replace Neymar. Now Neymar making a move to Paris Saint-Germain. Round table discussion back and forth. They settled on this boy. Some amount scenario and no me lead you say Satam Eric Abida so integral in Barcelona team no. And as a French superstar and as a French former player, on no influences our decision say let's go in for Ousmane Dembele. There are few players in the game, Clementino, or more effectiveness, any efficiency in both legs. Send now bonkum no si bi ode na bonkum ne bobo no. Sa no de na nifa no so bobo. Enti no ahwe ne winning goal no say against Valladolid. Ball ne beton in left foot. It was a powerful shot and a boy. Maon go the right side of a Barcelona attack. Ball ne beton in right foot or bobo sa shot na. Se ball ne than a left foot or dribble the same way or then a right foot no so dribble. I've seen very few players and I'm so effective and so efficient with both legs. Ousmane Dembele is one of those players. See, Enra, Mr. Game now was winning goal and I'm was there. Dembele this particular season, he had every opportunity say and Casas Cana Barcelona for the Cotono no and Quebec Canonoma Barcelona faithful who say indeed he is enormously talented. Okay, or more Champions League nominee Paris Saint-Germain boy no. The second leg at Party Prince. In the first half, no one had 3 glorious opportunities when Timmy and Shabako cry. And never be a runner come and say when you the fitness level of Dembele, a drew how bet me a polishing and finishing touches and a cra. What me you said, Jumana, I think that Barcelona a fine product and Tinwasha player by 2-3 seasons, one more born from Barcelona. And Barcelona are still contemplating on extending his contract. I heard them cry their mom. They still want to renew the boy's contract because only what he can offer on a good day. So Barcelona are doing well. And I think Lionel Messi has peaked at the right time. And since December, was the day Lionel Messi ever ball in La Liga for Barcelona 160 and also 1 should go and from Barcelona. And to OPK at the right time, and I think it's helping to my friends at Barcelona. Tino. You are Champions League, you know. Game with the Edion, Madrid against Liverpool. Tino, Niatana say 2 of the worst finest teams in Asia. Then in the Champions League, we are talking about 2 of the best 3 teams in the history of the Champions League. Because so far Champions League now, Madrid kita 13 trophies, Milan kita 7. And Liverpool and Bayern Munich ekita 6 at peace. So in pecking order, no, Madrid first, then Milan second, Liverpool and Bayern Munich third. So we are talking about 2 teams that in terms of the Champions League, no more pedigree, no, at a certain level. Then so moving from the number of trophies in so we are talking about 2 teams, sir. At some point in time. Bako share no yonko eje Champions League. Madrid share Liverpool in 2018. Just 2018 yeah, almost 3-1. But before that, Liverpool in 1981, Ebo against Real Madrid in the final. Liverpool share Madrid 1-0. Alan Kennedy. So in the final of the Champions League, Madrid share Liverpool, Liverpool share Real Madrid. This is the history between the 2 teams. Away from that, Clementino, between Real Madrid and Liverpool, they've played 6 games in the Champions League. 6 games no more in the Champions League. No, Liverpool are winning 3, Madrid are winning 3. Baby, I didn't know. So we are talking about 2 of the finest when it comes to the Champions League and the world football. And then Omokwa Koshia. Now Omushia our the legendary Alfredo Di Stefano training complex. This is one particular player, an icon and a legend of the club. Omwana so much, and that's the more reason Omudo training grounds on Aqua Kotono. And then Enkoso with the famous Benabao, better Bekoso with Di Stefano. Tino Nietini, social game now. Liverpool as a football club, and Real Madrid, they all play to a certain system and pattern. Ubiabo system and pattern. The system na Liverpool ebo, any system na Madrid ebo no. Omode players, individual players being a boss system and party, no. Omo fa Fabinho nto so na men ka asem kakra emfa no hona men fa nwie. Se over Liverpool system na hona Clementino. Last 3 weeks, I bought Champions League ni wie and before say be call international break no. And me told me boss na me recount the number of defensive midfielders yenya in the Champions League or my so decisive. Among teams are win the Champions League. Say over Liverpool team na e wo hona. With this boy now, that screen is so a friend say Fabinho. Say Ojen Liverpool team na the entire system ni na e work. Fabinho together with Roberto Firmino, they are the system at Liverpool ebo. And it's a Liverpool ebo. Na se unya Fabinho in Medford, unya Virgin Adam, no unya Brante friend say Thiago Alcantara. Obi onima Alcantara bia nim say ni work rate e was low. But o person who analyze Alcantara. You wouldn't use the defensive work and analyze Alcantara, but rather his ball retention and in the ball distribution. So Osha Fabinho and now with Fabinho in Liverpool's game, Clementino and Netensa Alcantara na Yehuno no, or be play much better than the Yehuno Liverpool because of Fabinho. Fabinho neutralizes all the attacking moves of opponents, and Oklosu spaces in the anti so for the pressure and Liverpool defense and so. And Menez Akito ya adwen and me kasa asem we say Liverpool team ne be better see nya Fabinho in midfield because on ne be that steal and that spine in midfield, and the very moment he does that you see that the fullbacks of Liverpool Arnold and Robertson, that sense of urgency say me enko animu because you were a player who can cover for us say just spaces in at the back in Fabinho and to game ne kwakobo one of the defining moments Benya in the game, ebe Abrante France Fabinho, same applies to Abrante France Casemiro for Real Madrid. And it's all Real Madrid in the game now. Now say Casemiro Bobia, especially say over against Liverpool, no muzu flanks and a lot, no. You need a player be breaking the lines. No one win a boss, no. Toni Kroos, Luka Modric, great ball retention, great ball distribution, but the obet breaking lines, no one win a ball, no. Abrante France Casemiro. So between and a game, no here, Clementino, so baby.
Oh yeah.
Oh, say your team. Okay, me gram ref you.
Me.
To wo hwa to boss ho. Wo hwe. To boss na hwe Casemiro work rate. Ni movement, ni positioning, but do obegina, e be kire the direction of Real Madrid. No to boss so ahwe Fabinho. Ni movement, but do obegina. And also be kire the direction of a Liverpool play no. Na ye wi a baby am draw curtain na mamam score line and say Clementino Liverpool attack no say Medford the next square see 50-50 a battle between Madrid Medford and Liverpool Medford baby e be decide the game no e be the attack of the two teams and to be kwa for Salah no for Mane no for Roberto Firmino no be for Vinicius Junior no be for Karim Benzema no for Marco Asensio o picket these three as against these three minim says Zidane be decide so be call the Isco we are or Isco we are bobo Isco alongside the three man Medford no nya 4 players in Medford. But so quite expensive there, Obebo Asensio alongside Benzema, then Vinicius. So far 3 against 3 we are. Madrid 3 no ebe so much dependent on Karim Benzema. And I know say and obetima Ejuma, especially against Kabak. And a branch of friends and Nat Phillips. Obetima Ejuma no. Ejuma was Liverpool for ye. But between this trial na mabodi no. Say opo mo betimi decide game ne pa. Ebe kwa de ama Liverpool 3 man front no. Let me go for a 2-1 victory for team friends say Liverpool in this particular fixture.
Me da say Sir Ricky Edian Abedru 10:48 on today's post. Me call striker obojibo ho na wodi awie ewo amanane oba ya pe no na je say ye ba na afei yetumi abehwe de eno nso no ebe fie nsam ofie a ene ewo se bomoden na yetumi ebeye ni nyina ede efri ho no mo messages no nso obi wo ha no mo yoba na yabehwe ni nyina ede amamo jibo
Tino
kwai
my enchiatifo na enra mehia Mr. Dapa
yo mitri yana
o kotoko
yes
na obusa me question bi se me ba me musa mu nyina se BBC CNN obobo stations bi wonder so be use Ghana also who say holiday do amako holiday da
Into why Ghana there? Yeah, holiday.
na nka ɔbɛsɛ sɛ nka yɛnkɔ leave mom na nka ɛduru holiday na yɛabɛyɛ adwuma na asɛm a ɔde to m'anim no no
sɛ yɛnkɔ leave
ɔsɛ leave deɛ ɔgye leave deɛ a ɛndeɛ ala
ɛndeɛ
ba holiday
a.
deɛ ka media deɛ ɛduru holiday
Ɛnsɛ sɛ yɛkɔ.
ɔka
Ebia,
particular show
show.
that is sports
Aha.
ɛsɛ na meka sɛ sports asɛm ne yɛka no wayɛ
saa woyɛ sure ɔna ɛso yɛ okay yɛate yɛwie a aha
nti na yi a ɔde baeɛ
ɔde
no
maayɛ
nti,
no no
mɛ- mɛ- mɛ-
kanyɛ sɛ yɛagya to
mɛhwɛ ne yɛ
Aye,
adresse.
aye, hia
Mɛhwɛ ne
paa
adresse.
yɛate yɛda no ase
He is a player with a great talent, and he has to know he has to do much better. Many times our midfielders were hiding. I cannot keep giving him opportunities to play because the team is more important than the players. We coach Jose Mourinho. March 2020, Burnley 1, Tottenham 1. 2017,
good
Everton against Manchester United. After the game, he, referring to Luke Shaw, was in front of me, and I was making every decision for him. He has to change his football brain. He needs his fantastic physical and technical qualities, but he cannot continue to play with my brain. Jose Mourinho on Luke Shaw. 2017-2018 season, Brighton against Manchester United. Brighton United won them. After the game, it was not good enough. The players who replaced others did not perform at a good level. And when individuals do that, it is difficult for the team to play well. Maybe now you will not ask me why A, B, and C do not play so much. People always ask, why always Lukaku? Well, now they know why always Lukaku. He was referring to Rashford, Martial, then Alexis Sanchez. Mikitayan Dewaha, but Mekomenim, Sergio Ramos. Manchester United won. Real
That's a year
Madrid won. That was 2013.
good
Sabona Ramos Lusu Wobek. Didn't Tibobo Timom take a money 1-1. If you see it on the television, you can see what happened. We train, we organize ourselves. We give each player a job. We watch videos of opponents to know their strong points at dead balls. But when you lose your individual battle, organization does not matter. They scored in their first attack. The game changed. Referring to Sergio Ramos. Wow. They have to look to Sunderland and Watford and say, hey, we are at the same level now. I'm not the superstar. I'm not the player of the season. I'm not the world champion. I'm not the Premier League champion. At this moment, I'm at their level. I'm not the superstar, referring to Abranti Efenise, Eden Hazard. I'm not the player of the season, Eden Hazard. I'm not the world champion, Fabregas, world champion. I'm not the Premier League champion. A season before, Chelsea were the Premier League champions. At this moment, I'm at their level. Say baby, Jine Kasa level, Sunderland and Watford. This was from Jose Mourinho. After Sunday game, Mourinho SRDB Maba. There is this thing. No coach on this planet, and a bit me pick a battle against his players, I will be winning. And it was as so.
so this are say blame behind the more players no
No coach.
non survival
No coach. The moment I start to pay, you lose your job.
reasons
And it's something affecting Mourinho career. I think Koba Tottenham Hotspur no. Kebi and Kwasasa. Players, only players do mako Kobo game. Then team na lose. Ma mention what be. Say team bobo na individual mistakes equals to team na. Ubetimi e dey share how the coach is not even developing the players.
because no individual players no
say mistakes by individual mistakes.
Yeah.
Eba. Say what here Clementino.
good
Na sit na with team no. Ebia you keeps on making mistake.
good
Say ya more advice here. Chira say ye nchira bibi ye. Enti na wo so ye mistakes no.
okay
Say what the mention
That's
say.
here.
At this stage and baby I headed towards to know. it's possible it might be his last season at Tottenham Hotspur because Enyoma no started with Madrid, Chelsea, United, and one was had about Tottenham Hotspur. We had Teta after Arsenal game now
against Liverpool. Yana.
against Liverpool.
Okay.
Most of the goals are Liverpool share were individual mistakes. So we share Arsenal and the West Ham. Time a West Ham share Arsenal 3 no. So goals now mo share no. It is similar to some mistakes in the Arsenal defenders in the committee against Liverpool. But not to lose control of the dressing room. If you are not back with them, but to come out to attack your players, Massa, you will not survive. You will not survive. Because in football, the easiest thing for clubs to do is a sacking of coaches. The easiest thing, idea fukra de ma clubs ni is sacking of coaches. Tiyewi na teta mpe no ho asem. So, me gini nyina atum. Eye me ateta na me yemfum so. Obekọ the dressing room to solve the problem with his players. But Ivan Sadote there, Obeba Montia be attack the players. Oh yes, what Jawu players need to the public. And this is not the first time. They haven't know. A idea why I'm gonna losing the job, losing the dressing room. Who lose the dressing room? How do you succeed as a coach? Enti baby a ojamo kono. Enya wanwa. But or headed towards baby a bit I'm gonna losing the job. Forget about results. But or best start here picking battles, individual battles with players. Especially when key players are more constituency within the team. Then problem. Hugo Lloris, a big boy within the Tottenham Hotspur team. Harry Kane is a big boy within the Tottenham Hotspur team. Toby is a big boy within the Tottenham Hotspur team. Some players, they might not be at the level of Sergio Ramos, Pepe, and Ike Casillas. But Real Madrid no. I don't know what touch Ike Casillas no. Or the Nensa, I will Spain man any because aside touching the captain of Real Madrid, what don't say what the captain of Spain any? It's the media will never support you. The problems ni bi onya no. Media nenta wo chida. Because who go on national team captain anymore say. The difference between the two, when Carlo Ancelotti came, a man management, okay. The target of Ancelotti buy and say the target of the club is to win the Champions League. Like this man, their 10th Champions League. Ne Diego Lopez or say Mourinho ne Diego Lopez buy. Diego Lopez da La Liga. Because club no major target is to win the Champions League. Ni yemfa no make Casillas. Until they were rotating. Eventually, Real Madrid won the Champions League. If you Ike Casillas on the money jano kwa no koye. Boko. But uja for there on yenisa. Tino, my memory in the Champions League games so. Say Liverpool we need the Champions League in 2019 season now. As that normally be Real Madrid. Make I say the 2017-2018 final Liverpool against Madrid. Yeah, but final na Liverpool supporters or confidence pa. You show more. It one cry show more. Ne that time Real Madrid no form. You show more. To mo na Real Madrid show more 3-1. So we hear game ni bia, exchanges no na equal. Minim say video we capture saade na. Time Liverpool na game ni 2-1 no na 1-1 no Sadio Mane yes Sadio Mane is abo short bi and Keylor Navas e dey nsa wo ball no so na ball dey pool na konchen senye Keylor Navas na ball ne to neta ka Liverpool benya advantage over Real Madrid forgetting about Salah kra na wepra ba okọ the other side time say ball back when the chair Benzema and a one bicycle kick from Gary Bale and a long range. It's aside the chair Benzema check the long range. Karius. It is the difference that evening was goalkeeping between the two sides. Because Karius Real Madrid 3 goals. And any individual mistakes are, and a game and Kebetia standing at 1-1 or 1-0 in favor of Liverpool. Building Liverpool side to compete against the big clubs of Europe. In January that season, now Liverpool was spending £75 million on a centre back. Because no man will more problems, they will need a centre back. It is spending that £75 million on a branch offensive Virgil van Dijk, then you problem more. Benzema DNA. Goalkeeper pa na sheda yes goalkeeper.
Ghana had you was not going to be by you.
Goalkeeper pa. Carry us.
Hey. Asema bako. Hey.
Enti almost spend the year no. Na Liverpool full say adwuma na wie. Omoko do final no. And Real Madrid mistakes na carry us here say they will need a goalkeeper. It's na Liverpool here a goalkeeper away from winning the Champions League. Eventually, Liverpool got Alisson Becker, who was far better goalkeeper than Karius. The following season, Liverpool won the Champions League. Until that final, no, actually Liverpool some lessons.
Yeah.
Now a few clubs and they spending that amount of money to buy goalkeepers. By Liverpool, how important a goalkeeper, the contribution to a team, equal to any other player on the pitch, because I know Sadio Mane go and me and save Liverpool. How Virgil van Dijk and Marky Ronaldo out of the game and me and save Liverpool. A Karius mistake and a cost to Liverpool and mom lose Champions League final. Alisson Becker by no for Liverpool game on boy against Bayern Munich. Or form final game on boy against Tottenham. You will see how important a goalkeeping in the game. Aside no, or yourself be what come new. Barcelona in a chance be to increase or more you need to fall. Yeah, Dembele yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, na Alisson Becker ban name.
Yeah.
No, the year that's it. Says I born it torneta and can return leg no a very different story. So I born it send up akwana my Liverpool chance. It's Real Madrid as a football club, actually Liverpool, and you're more here to win the Champions League. And Penny and Liverpool, and the Liverpool DJ Champions League, And your master from Sabra and Ebepimne. We are not watching Mo Salah at that particular time. No one in all competition 41 goals. Real Madrid as a club doesn't have Ronaldo. Near course our game no watch 44 goals in all competitions. Whilst Ronaldo need Real Madrid be Salah is still at Liverpool. But I watch our last game on my boy in the Champions League against Leipzig. Salah say still on Champions League night. Obey me a punish club ya. Tino, these two clubs are traditional Champions League side. You're only one fixture per in Champions League history bigger than this fixture. One per. That is AC Milan versus Real Madrid. Asa. So we Madrid, any Milan fixture free wa. So we know share. The biggest you get on Champions League night anyway. So for UEFA Champions League nyumna. Again we say and nyumna come home. For Champions League nyumna. The Champions League nyumna the three languages in the 2 year. French, Dutch and English. So offer the into English translation I say they are the best teams. Milan are not part of the Champions League any. Liverpool and Real Madrid in the Champions League. So what the Bayern Munich come based on number of trophies that Bayern Munich had 6. Me Bayern sin China for Real Madrid and Liverpool kwa. Are they not the best teams in the Champions League by number of trophies or winning? Or see they are the best teams. No, I say repeat it. The main event, which is the Champions League, the master. Real Madrid is master of the Champions League. Unya Champions League night, it is 2005 for the na. Liverpool that form 3. Umbeti Kanamani year 3-3. It is a number classify Liverpool as the best. You understand? It's here the best clubs or multi-misses some night, against the master of the Champions League. The great teams. These two clubs are great teams. The champions. So competition in Kwan we have Real Madrid when we need 13 times. The big meeting, which the biggest Champions League fixtures, and the great sporting event, and the last one was the main event. Say if a game na Clementino, and your mammy and then it be determine the game between Real Madrid and Liverpool. Whilst Liverpool struggle with home no. Omoya one of the sides are the last eight matches on Mabon away a different team. Say Anfield and a nearby game na maybe my analysis on the game will be different. But this is Alfredo Di Stefano Stadium. Key battles to watch out. Ewene enyumre game a ebaso. Clementino Binie. The first one, on say Liverpool team no. This season is the only season. Whilst Enyoman Koye Momono, Liverpool were a director in their method. Yakase method they be a director. Clementino on a directing your on check the play of the team. Whilst Liverpool no more dominate to Europe, any Premier League no money method. I bet your friend say director. Because for Fabio now for Jordan Henderson almost time no money say method there's no more scanning. Ojina hwa otimi scan wo se Clementino ojina ha ma me fa ball no kwoto ma no wo se sami jina ha siasia hya ha ba bia siasia jina tokro ne yeketo a ba me bobo ne fa me betia ko siasia wo mo me for this no mo wani no mo de scan ne bi no directors no mo direct game no etine Liverpool will have a director in Abrantia friend said Thiago Alcantara. Who stops Thiago Alcantara directing Liverpool play no and can the position now obono and can open a direct player and can best open the player based on how Real Madrid might set up this evening and can Marcos Asensio Benyon ne beye adwuma no nipa beye adwuma no a player me so the best defensive midfielder in the game in Abrantia friend say Casemiro adwuma Zidane de be man no to stop Abrantia friend say Thiago Alcantara from directing the game. Said that Real Madrid will have a say in the game. One battle, Clementino Nenyu. There is another battle. I see a DNA echo. Fela Monday, and I branch a friend is a Mosala. Statistics in T. Sometimes when you are describing a player, and it's difficult for football fans to accept.
Because so can you the stars no na.
And I should go see. NYC. But maybe to me, say the most complete left fullback in the game. Yes, our France in Noble Real Madrid. No. I'm yet to see a fullback a left fullback. I'll combine the defensive duties, any attacking duties. Ni no ma pepe. And yet easy to go past Abranti friend is Felamandi. But then he will meet a battle. I'm on for Salah as a winger, but I may describe Mo Salah as a left wing striker. Because the position is all bono. I win as a natural winger. No, it's difficult to find players who about that position. How many big go at Mo Salah? I don't see him as a winger, but my fan as a wing striker. It's next about the way. You be me any alcohol. Mendy with defensive qualities to stop Salah. Salah saw what the attacking qualities to punish him. So how he lives the game now, you don't need to lose concentration when you are playing against Mo Salah. Liverpool will need Salah to win any game. No. On the other side, whilst you say about Karim Benzema, because in Phillips and Kabak, Sana you be saying no. You need big players with big heart. Coming up against Karim Benzema, a very difficult. But let's watch this battle. A very key. Oh, Clementino dear. Any Liverpool supporters, many are quite cramo. Now say na mahu se money abrese Gary Southgate and Fred mo player. Alexander Arnold. Na ma charge.
So obe prove na no game here boy yo.
Yeah, but say. Arnold one of the best fullbacks in the game. But I hope some of the best defensive fullbacks in the game, he's one of the weakest. I might sound controversial, but maybe to me, you say, I see Kyle Walker as more complete right fullback than Abrantia Fence Arnold. But me no mienu the football fans ente me masene say wama pass say wa she goals say. A addition to the team. But obi onim the English national team. Baby omo weak link wo. The right side. From the right side of their defense to the right side of the attack. And then only Vinicius Junior but battle no. Mu be there. So Real Madrid ne eba na. Ade ba ko pe na aka Vinicius no. Ade ba ko pe. Na ade na aka no. How to start scoring goals. But then he's getting his decisions right. Okay, so I pass no the Karim Benzema na. Actually say he's learning. And I'll show you game on against Atlanta na. Actually say he's learning. These are 3 key battles, Clementino. A bit decided game, no. It's not an easy game. It's not an easy game. Sergio Ramos niho. The last 2 seasons, Real Madrid without Sergio Ramos. Kadia can say Real Madrid are out. Especially in their second leg, very crucial games. A 2-4 Ajax. Omokobo 1-1. Amsterdam Arena. Ajax ebe show mo Santiago Bernabeu. No money Sergio Ramos. Omni Manchester City last season. Omobaha no money say Omobaha mbenya Sergio Ramos. How many Sergio Ramos? It's the importance of Sergio Ramos to the Real Madrid team. And then ebeba into the game. Mihe game ni dia. The greatest football club. Our football is Real Madrid. And there's something nobody can debate about it. And you may be saying, no, omoni eboma omo. But here, can't say so you do, and you may be saying, ultimately, no atiawa. Liverpool is one of them. It's a close game. A close game. I'm struggling to see so Bibe renew a game. We might see a 2-2.
Wow.
Not decide an abba.
Scoring draw. Anfield.
Yes, Anfield.
Okay.
You might see a 2-2 and maybe decide an abba Anfield. Man City need Dortmund giving it a quick one.
Okay.
If you want to win the Champions League, the Guardiola wadada amount for check. And clubs are more in the Champions League. Near clubs are almost channel. City with the materials to compete for the Champions League trophy this season. So here Dortmund is Sevilla. Actually, Dortmund team they say the City. On say, Adiaba Kwa City center backs no. Offer Emerick Laporte, any Ruben Diaz, Omolake pace. City defense in the pace. Center backs no. Air John Stones. The strength of Borussia Dortmund as a football club, how pacey your attack in here, especially catching out free Norway, no, Erling Haaland. It's in the better testing woman, the movement, in the positioning. Something as a City defense in here aware. Then the intelligence of their captain Marco Reus in the game, no. But now who say Eke Gondo and Ebon this season, no. Mahmoud Bobby Wo, Borussia Dortmund. But he's not playing for Man City. Attention, baby, one so. It's Tino. One gamer. If City want to qualify, as one more and Emirates. It's me game nidia. Let me give City 3. Dortmund 1.
3-1.
Yeah.
Liverpool they na 2-2.
Liverpool then they when say 2-2. Decide and beba be Anfield.
Okay. Yeah. But I say striker Obojibo. Edian Abedru 11:13 on the dot. Today's post and you go so Edinburgh live on Oripa FM, Oripa TV eba na yaba behwe efidie no de no so no me no ekase betodwa ewo mu nso medikan abobo so edi amorada nemum yaw uso ansa yaw aha wo so hwe live on Oripa TV nti yaw from Virginia okran oti oh okay Nisa. What's your video anyhow? Good. Mummy na yeba na yabe hwede air to dwa. Yam fast da no Emma Hilltop Senior High School. Mekam for Eddie amount. San say ni nyina mo no me se opesa oba no o pani ngomesua ne ye edema ne dia private institutional say Jana na so ba kopa no the Hilltop Senior High School. Say ntia ne de ne sonko ne say apart from say woma obangu mesua no oba ne ba na adoma chede te se ball no otimi dimu akote ne yi a ade a den se sabuto ho a odi akra ne fantiti mu ne mfini mfinhye do nson ekopum du nwotwe a ne aboa no ama yɛtetere no ayɛ pabene nti onya general science general arts home economics ne de ka ho a na afei wobɛhwɛ baabi a ɔmo lab no ɛwɔ paa ne mfidie gu hɔ paa tumi sɛ yes school no mabɔka ayɛ school no ama no yɛ akɔnɔ obiara de ne ba ɛrekɔ ahodwo daaban na afei wakɔdi the hilltop senior high school ɛho nkɔmmɔ ɛyɛ 0244 476812 ɛberɛ admission no ɛrekɔ so ma menkamfo natural company limited ne nnuro no ɛmfa ma wo ɛnuo no wɔkyɛ mu mmiɛnsa wɔde cell strength capsules ɛde aba ɛno no ma ho nkɔmmɔ no yɛ den na ɛba ne saa na bacteria biara no a wɔnya infection wɔ mu no na ako ɛde atia no duru baabi a aduanedie kora ne ana ho ɔden ɛno no bɛboa wo cell strength capsules no ɛtumi ɛboa wo wei ne deɛ yɛahyɛ da yɛ sɛ yareɛ nketenkete biara ɛbɔ wɔ no wonya pɛ na afei watumi aworɔkɔba ne ntɛntɛntɛntɛntɛm nti anwummerɛ yi wokɔ fie a na wakɔpɛ bi proslap capsules deɛ ɛɛde wɔ mu no sɛdeɛ ɛbɛyɛ na wobɛtie me na wobɛdi so na aboa wɔ no wɔbɛɛma no sɛ wotwɛn ne yɛde rɔba hyɛ mu a sɛbe wawie yɛ abaa no sa ɛno nti bɔ mmɔden ɛberɛ a nka yɛ bi bɔ wɔ wodwo nsɔ da nsuo mu ntɛntɛm bɛɛ sɛ 9 to num ansa na adeɛ akye ha adwene wodwo nsɔ na ɛmu yɛ ɔya wodwo nsɔ na de fitaa bi di akyire a ne nyinaa no wohia proslap capsules truman capsules deɛ bɛma yɛde fesi mmaa no anwummerɛ na yɛbɔ adwuma ho taa ba ntɛm dodo wode bɔ ani a na woda hɔ ne nyinaa mu nso no wosisi ne nyinaa so a ɛyɛ truman capsules ɛno ɛne nea wohia 0204 616 161 ɛberɛ kolonak hɛba dane hɛba ɛna ne nyinaa mu kingsway ɔne nyinaa no ɛtɔn nnuro no ebi self boss training ma menkamfo sɛ ɛyɛ memenda yaa ɛna training no ɛɛba so da baako pɛ ɛne ɛde ɛyɛ anɔpa no nwɔtwe mu nyinaa mu kɔhyia ɛwɔ cultural center kwahyeaden hall ɛberɛ a watua wo 250 series no wie no na bɛhu sɛ yɛwie pa a yɛde pen drive no ma wo wo set no nso yɛde ama wɔ ɛdi mu adwuma no a wobɛyɛ pabene no a wonkasa me yɛ housewife bie mu no ɛyɛ biodigester wobɛkyerɛ yɛkyerɛ wo a wobɛyɛ pabene wɔ mu saa nso na liquid soap sanitizer spray shower gel customized chocolate ɛdɔɔso bɔ mmɔden kɔ tua wo sika ntɛntɛntɛntɛntɛm mewie yɛ apɛ no sɛnde wo ne ɔmu ni nkɔmmɔ na afei yɛmfa wo nka ho sane sɛ ɔmu a yɛtrɛ ne ɔmu no wode ba ntɛm a na wanya ne wo certificate na afei pen drive no so nsa ka wo deɛ 0245 971408 ma menkamfo sɛ sɛsɛ deɛ wopɔ bi ama no to wo nsuo ama wo a ɛmu bi ntu nsensene no ansa na watie deɛ ɛka sɛ wokɔ amas boho drilling enterprise finhyia du ɛne akyire company biara bɛtu nsuo a ɔmo na ɔforo wɔ m ɔmfidie ɔbɔka ɛde aba a wɔde ɛboa owie pa ne deɛ ne yɛ sonko wɔyɛ boho drilling pump services supply blowing ɛna fixing na wɔtriti nsuo no nso amana yɛ kama na james biara no ankom yɛnkɔ atonsu fabi junction ɔbɛnmamba gas no 0541 35 50 99 ɛyɛ roman fada naduro nyame ɛma no nesuade hunu so no daeɛ a wɔde aduro ne baeɛ no deɛ ɛne sɛ ɛyɛ anwanwadeɛ ntɛntɛntɛntɛntɛntɛntɛm ɛno nti wasisi ɛne wakyi no ɛtaa twetwe wɔ ɛna honam nyinaa stroke no wɔba bosome nso no abu nsa a de bia no bɔbɔ nsa no saa ɛna ahotutuo nsotɔbere mu no wohia fada martins heba mixture agye me kɔɔ no deɛ wɔbaa bi anya bi ɛkɔ fie a deɛ kyɛ ne sɛ ɛbɛpa ahemfie hɔ na ɛhɔ ayɛ hyerɛn nti nanaba a bɛɛ sɛ afe na wɔtwe na wɔhyɛ hɔ saa na ne nka wɔbaa hɔ biara ho biam bɔmmɔden na kɔpɛ agye me go heba mixture bɔmmɔden sɛ wobɛkɔ ne nyinaa mu no baabi ɛto aduro biara na nso wobɛnya bio promise heba colinac ɛna mystic heba 0243 115 948 lord of care ɛne save your liver foundation ɔmade ɔmo yɛ no yɛ sonko ne nyinaa ne sɛ yɛ wobrɛboɔ no yɛhwɛ amena gyina ne nan so yie hepatitis b ne nso yɛyɛ screening no de ama wo free ɔbaa ne bɛrima wɔ ne mma a ɔmo mo mfa so boɔ mo bɔbɔ mo ho mo nyinaa mo nka mom na mo nkɔ awɔ no ɛbɛba roman hill opposite solid fm 0202 543 754 ns herbal industry nnuro no mmienu pɛ ɛna ɔde ɛbaayɛ nyɛ bebrebe sɛdeɛ nkɔfoɔ sɛ gum twoo no a ɛnyɛ adwuma no ns deɛ ne deɛ wɔde ns ointment naba wɔbaa me sɛ stretch mask no ɛha wo yie paa no nti no wawa mu wontumi ɛnyi ɛnto so ɛno no ha adwene ne nyina mu nso no chicken pox no yɛ ade a ɛha wɔ ɔworɔ mpaboa sɛn hɔ a na ɛno nso no obiara ɛpɛ baabi de ne ho afa a wode bɛbɛfa wo nantam hɔ no mo na ɛyi aprɔporɔ no no ɛbɛma wo wedeɛ no ayɛ nɔmenɔmenɔmenɔmenɔmenɔme na afei wosi dwom obia hu sɛ ampa wedeɛ ɛna ɛnam adwom no na nyinaa akyi no wobɛhia awake natural capsules ɛno no deɛ ɛdɛ ne sɛ bɛrima ne mmaa nyinaa no mobɛnom na boost mu immune system no na mowie na mode kɔsi so anwummerɛ deɛ a wotumi sampa ns ɔwɔ aduro paa baabi ɛto aduro biara no na aduro no mabɔden sɛ ns ointment ɛne awake natural capsules ɛno ɛne nea wohia frɛ mpanimfoɔ wɔ 0245 079915 21st clinic mese sciatica no ɔmo nam a yɛteeɛ ɛna yɛteeɛ nso no ɔmo tumi hwɛ wo na afei ho atumi atɔ wo ɛberɛ a yɛma wo herbal treatment mfidie gu hɔ lab ne yɛde wobɛfam kama 21st canteen ne deɛ kurom ha ebi ma da mesi efie deɛ na nka waa wobɛyɛ a wɔn sesa spices sɛm bi ngugu bebree na nkɔnyɛ yadeɛ na no bi ɛna ɔmo dwene ho no yɛ ma wɔ to di adwene nkwan a tum sɛ yes mutuo ne nyinaa mu no bɔmɔden sɛ ɔbɛkɔ yɛwɔ 11 branches ɛna ɛwɔ ɔman mu nkranfoɔ no ɛkɔ dɔme heavy do building no mu ɛhwea overseas alpha radio ni a na ɔmo nso ɛnie efie kuma number 9 taxi station hɔ baako hɔ no mo so nwan tachiman go so sɛhwi ɛyɛ 0540 311 311 new age recruitment and travels number no ne hia bi yie paa me say why carpenter no man mu akyɛ ɛbɛfa nkafa yɛnkɔ bi ma nso yɛnkɔ pɛ dallas mmra woyɛ mason nso akyɛ hairdressers drivers nurses doctors teachers wopɛ sɛ study wɔ abroad hotel attendants a deɛ tɛn sɛ yɛde wobɛkɔ south korea ebi aso me deɛ mempɔ me poland dubai oman qatar canada brazil portugal yɛde ɛbɛkɔ ne nyinaa ne sɛ wobɛfrɛ number wei 0242 852 638 ɛsuabu a asɔre nkwanta hɔ ɛna abɛhunu new age recruitment and travels posi na duro ai posi ni deɛ yɛtene so ani asɔre na duro na no ɔden papa number 1 immune booster ho nkɔmɔ no ɛyɛ den na akɔ tie yadeɛ biara mesi infections yi holiday mu wawusum masa insuro kope bi esi hɔ no mo na onom watum sampa ayi infections bia nso ɛde afi hɔ no mo yadeɛ bi te sɛ malaria mo no deɛ ɛprɛ no papa na de no ɛkɔ posi na duro ɛno na wohia hospital square junction tankies popple free herba ɛne nyinaa no promise herba ebi gum dewa ɛyɛ 0540 710 133 dani herba center wakyɛ no mu ɛnan dani ton no woyare wo ho atɔw wɔnum nso nyɛ wo daa wohia dani ton onum bɛtɔ so afi odi aduane a na obu onum ton wowie pa na wanya dani herba ɛno no yɛ for malaria fever ebetu afiri hɔ no mo herbal ointment ne deɛ ebi si fie nti anwummerɛ mekɔ fie na matwitwi kakra adeɛ kye na masɔre da suom na masan aba dani natural herbal capsules yes man capsules no ano ɔden papa tumi boa mɛma ne gyina ɛna so peme mɛma nneɛma no kɔ yie 0244 3646 51 na waba yɛkɔba yɛbɛba na yɛabɛhwɛ deɛ ɛkɔ so franco trading enterprise anwam na afei yɛde bosomtwe aba abewie ɛwɔ hɔ ɛnom mommɛmmra na yɛmɛhwɛ minimum kasa unsɛ a 6 months contract and why together with NSC it me esane ya na kyɛ sɛ 1000 elite athletes enya ho stimulus package no ebie na aba na wie ya ene ɔmo san yɛhyia na afei ɔmo de 6 months ɛde aka ho nti ɛbɛhwɛ mmoa ɛde ɛboayɛ na ɛno nso no yɛbɛka emu nsɛm ɛna sɛdeɛ yɛka no unsɛ sese no Mariano Barreto aba ɛna Miguel ɔno nso atumi aba na mmom ɔmo hwɛ no mu sɛ Pedro Maguel ɔno nso ɛba bɛka ho as physical trainer ɛna ne nyinaa mu no prevention coach injury prevention coach na report ɛba ne sɛ akwaside bi ama ne visa nsɛnsɛm no na ama ne delay kakra ɔno nso bɛtumi aba yɛmɔmɔden na afei ne nyinaa mu no yɛbɛhwɛ sɛ this week ebi ansi kwan a obɛtumi abɛka ho no nso atumi abɛboa 11 wonders deɛ muhuni mohwɛ ɛyɛ mɔnimusɛm sɛ ɔmo kyerɛ sɛ yɛnti obi a bafoɔ kan of course yɛkɔ hɔ no nso no mo yɛ yɛfa akyire na kyɛ sɛ ɔmo agye 50 cedis na yɛde stamp bi atim hɔ na ahu sɛ watua wo sika no ne nyinaa mu no ɛna ɛfɛde taabɔde ato ɔmo so sɛ mpanimfoɔ nkɔtena aseɛ ɛda wɔn so nyinaa no yɛmpɛ baabi ɔmo bɛsi ɔmo akan ɛmfa mu ɔmo san sɛ asoɔden ɛna ɔmo yɛɛyɛ a ɔmo bu covid-19 protocols no ɛho no nti no deɛ tie ɛhɔ no ɛna Accra Sports Stadium fans na so ɔmo afi o nti woka hwee ɔmo so ɔmo ntie obi a hɔ nso no wohwɛ mu against aduana ne House of Folk supporters bi ehuri esi stadium hɔ nom ɛkɔhwɛ again bi ma aposifoɔ kyekye wɔ mo ne mom the reporter ɛba ne so ɔmo nso no yɛtumi agya wɔ mo bahyɛ hefo deɛ deɛ same msɛ okay wei no nim sɛ kenya voice no a bahyɛ se ɔno deɛ na advice no ɔde ɛma Ghana Football Association sɛ betumi a venues no bi wɔ hɔ na akɔ ne yɛbɔbɔ wɔ hɔ a wanhwɛ a ne nyɛ ɔno deɛ nka bɛɛ sɛ 8 venues ne mom wankyerɛ so wɔka sɛ yɛka deɛ nka bɛyɛ Accra ne Kumasi ne ɔboase yɛɛ wɔse 8 venues pɛ ɛna nka Ghana Premier League no yɛma yɛmmɔ wɔ hɔ na ne nyinaa mu so no House of Folk NCC no ɛkɔɔle sɛ betumi anka mpanimfoɔ appointe MD na ɔntumi ɛmɛbɔ Zakito ma me nsa mra hɔ bi mu na yɛ ɛmɛkyɛ no nkakra
ma menhyɛ asɛm firi baabi a wɔde wieɛ no that is Bashir Hayford. Mehwɛ game no mehwɛ nso manhwɛ bi mehwɛ sɛ Ghana ni biara no ɔhwɛ no TV biara no ɔgyae hwɛ
reasons
that starters am a very poor coverage.
oh, okay
Scratches nko a bɔ ne ntimi anhwɛ
ɛno na nsuo tɔ hɔ anaa
biribi nsi ɔdɔma
Biribi nsi hɔ,
ɔdɔma
saa.
ɛyɛ just a poor you know ɔmo tɔn dem ayɛ sɛ watwe o sika te a subscribe to you know wotu hwɛ TV na unya quality ɔmbɔ ndɔma
ɔmbɔ ndɔma sɛ yɛtwe ma so
ɔmbɔ ndɔma na unya quality coverage
ɔmo yɛ nsisi asɛbɛ
as unya good coverage nti bɔɔl no deɛ Ghana for ntimi anhwɛ bɔɔl no because na ayɛ on and off saa nti do baby na yɛ sɛ uti no kɔhwɛ premiership anaasɛ bɔɔl biara because na bɔɔl a wohwɛ timi gyina bɛyɛ 2 minutes ansa na aba saa na onim sɛ o league no ɛbɛyɛ papa forget that the players are just very important but you need good pitches to make your league very attractive na wokɔ Burkina Faso a tino asɛm a na Bashir Hayford ɛɛkɛn they are practicing it in their league Burkina ɔmo gyae obiara mbɔ no home
okay na yɛ deɛ badge kan bi ɔho
yes Burkina ɔmo so tena ase hu sɛ pitches na ɔmo wɔ kurom no ɛmboa ɔmo development of the game no ɔmo sɛ daabi so they selected say is it 2 or 3 pitches nko a Burkina nti no boy whether you like it or not that is the pitch you use for your home and away games ɛti no yam pitches na ɛbɛbɔ so kurom ase no some of them are not fit for a Premier League football, especially when it is live on TV. Pitches no share doma game ni no share pa pitch na pitch no basa e ma game say pitch ni e ma o share TV na enye fe
anya kra
you see me hwa na me twin ko Germany me say o ko me twin ko Germany na o share the quality me say ye ntina me ha mani you see clearly how you are disturbing your eyes so it's about time that I was say ye ditum say you pese ye selling league ni dia I was say ye ade ehia de man say we should play the matches on the better pitches so ukro pitch no home ga enye papa ye nyum firi okobo no pitch papa so we should be selling good football to the rest of the world
ade mpanifo betuma ya say yo mo din
ni ye nya din
yo mo din pa
per the club licensing regulations no enye abro pa na omo edia some pitches enye say enu kwase bobo so the requirement is very explicit requirement no enye afine ko patch wo say metra ye be when that be if you don't meet the requirement enu kwase bobo no ofie do ma park na ye say abane brekumu ye say abane brekim on pitch ne nye they should go to ma na do ma so a so I was say yes the chiman I was say yes say born I we are competing with other and interest no baba and from this nyaman kitikiti to because me international ball say oh ball one in your you switch to another league center another country eti no me there saa Burkina for star no uko Burkina o majai obi am no home o ma select just about 3 or 2 pitches and obi you should won both home and away matches because they need quality.
No no mbɔ ne sɛ we bɔ ade hwɛ no we abɔ ana sɛ
omutim bɔ na no pa
okay
ebe mo abɔ na wia na mo abɔ na nwumre so weekend no just within Friday Sunday no bia abɔ matches awie so and like if us no you come say no we have more better pitches than Burkina
until bash kan
so at least you benya pitches papa okroma say do so Accra Kumasi Obuasi you get Tamale you get Cape Coast so yes
Karela de Kra so
Karela come on Wafa de come on so and anya secondary and maintenance can over pitching there come on so we have pitches a bit facility o pitch anya papa ko bono pitch papa so ni anya quality football so I agree with Bash going forward we should young guys are pitching basa na bobo and more football no chroma say now Tino Enra sorry on Sunday no came in menya has match ni bi anhwe live full ntem ni anhwe bi but menya highlight kakra hu how goals no by and those kind of things no washa ade a ɛboa has Tino. Their last 6 matches in Amabon Accra.
Timbe.
House of Folk.
Okay.
Their last 6 games, Amabon Accra. And 5 on Accra Sports Stadium. But I compare them Liberty down so mine. But 6 on Accra. And they've made a good use of that matches. You know? Out of 18 points, Omunya move 14. So what I say, it's Osha league no so ever 10 year. Their last 5 games, Accra. So how a fixtures every has very well. In terms we a team of the league. Now we're lucky. Now last 5 games, league ever end. Our last 5 games, born fear. To know a good Edema House of Folk. So I like the way or make a good use of a contract 6 games. Or we need 4 on my board 2. Draw was against Lagos Cities and Kotoko on match 4. So a good sign for them. Now me share put up to almost can go now. The touch from highlights I'm sharing. Share the touch from Salifu Di Maria to Patrick Azaka. The touch was Osha pass now and a pass effort. Tino pass in the effort papa. Baby I know Gina out touch it ball no more ball no call Razak cross ball no on go now. Na effort papa. I like the way both were started very well. 6 goals in 2 games. But still, there is a match. Okay. So, a bad day, make a good analysis of the game. Highlights the match goes to the buy. So, a bad day, say we make a good analysis of the game. But still, now I want to see him outside Accra. So, what I say,
yeah.
Oba on too quiet. What's in crying?
Yeah.
And Wabo.
Okay.
Comfort zone. So, I want to see both.
I've seen your comfort zone. I want to make good uses.
Oh, say, has. Tamana has a house. Tino. Le Accra no bomu. When has Tamana you having good players. But now with me 3 weeks no muntu kwai. Tamana Taylor money Ishmael Monaco for they are a good team. But let's also boom pa na say. Let's do no more crying. Has been crying 3 weeks don't too kwai. Obasha mu nyina. So whether we like it or not, it's a fixture no. Who teams don't do so say now. It helps that team no. So yes, he's done well. But I still want to see him outside the comfort zone. Yes, good if you're comfortable. So you want to see the team, how the team will shape up, how the team will look like. So or travel or call Abontia. The next game so call against as good. A good, very good test.
Saturday.
Yes, very good test. And such games, when you have a fair idea of how we are betting me there. Ajeje Bodwa so far there, it's been fantastic.
But I say Zakito na obakaya me ma kotoko squad na Baroto de betu dwaro navigator Ephraim pra e won ho kakrente no ma we placing with Richardson anu against Bechem on Wednesday. Kapi yenkwe.
Kotoko classify Augustine Okraka omo attackers no anya me for that.
Attacker.
And also lifting the game.
What say?
And also lifting the game because play your bomb more as a midfielder than say or as an attacker. So but
of goals and can one na say na
very important. They say is it number 10? Also that make Fabio Gamma. Maybe he started scoring, watch the face, maybe open account. And because it's about number 10 there. Number 10 so the goals account or you see the point? Yeah. Let's hope say we share we know better so I'm not going benefited from that. Because goals there number 9. Traditional number 9 from Kwan. As a coach, what top? Yeah. As almost that top no more something. You see, and it's good. But now with Bashir for that someone Zakito Elkano. Some kind statement producers not printed their money or her. I think Bashir Ford 8 venues now all calling for Yen Selectino has got nothing to do with pitches. Also to avoid intimidation.
Yeah, pictures.
And you also introduce where did I work on? It's another topic.
To the eyes,
and yet the same as Bashir for the air. I hope you are getting the point.
Bash, to
avoid intimidation. But my main difficulty is when the game no ball was played outside Brekum. Say Brekuma, they are saying Timon Nibon home. But I move away from Brekum to Doma. So intimidation, where is it coming from?
And wow, Capi and what's
that? I'm going to park in American. So over the hope bonus, yeah, bought without supporters. So where lies that? Maybe I change ne be intimidation free e buy
Nye the same year so na Tachima nkofo ko ya
Tachima dey say omu home me say Tachima dey no is a matter of me born no magi punishment me ye dey say me ye na magi punishment because me I from that day that communicated by so man suspended supporters going to the park, you know. I had an issue with that, and I still have an issue. Before say football, we are not treating the football no you're treating it as a COVID-19. As safe say COVID-19 you be free football, but I'm yet to hear say one football supporter in any venue or Ghana yakoye test na one football supporter COVID-19 achino.
Ebi ombo so metwa me aduru answer.
Well, and also another point. But over other sectors are feel they are at least you have to think about the football for no so. I cannot say, oh, Bobo Babara Sports Stadium, and as a class for the also 25%. You are talking about stadium a far about 40. That's about 25. So divide 40 by 4. What does it? Now, if you can get me baby, I team more amount for relaxing from before you not contact in football. That's you know. But be football, near visiting football, don't forget the clubs are suffering. So Tachima, they've printed they've done everything, and they were playing against us Asante Kotoko. Ghana Tima amount for as I edit your Mwaka. Kotoko need the leader when it comes to that. Ubi abe yabo and Kotoko Nacho Mubonya Wine, Bak Sokotoko Bar, Kotoko no crowd, but supported those in our Titomo. What has it? I don't know who is out of the BBA. Na ade be cham ya kwese man won mon kwa wan hwe ya we tempted to go so me now the mon family
and my nye na command sram wa bi dance mo e de mo
maybe na too short master too
Scan benya e be so to play sala
master how can
be so to nyoma bebre
scan no more to
master
what dey call be 3 matches wa we a
no yeah ade the boy was supposed to that and you know even though it was something that
don't find the best
oh master
you don't take it do near this time.
Oh yeah, the pine na watch the back door now
can you call rest but so many a volume one a boss stamp
you know we have about hey I go for do my na say e modern class no break no omo san show biam efe no ne COVID-19 protocol whatever omo you know tax you know
me cousin person na me gidi say bia Easter yi na be hwem say nipa wo fi
enti say we enti hwe going forward na hwe na entimi nya yi House of Folk, they are not going to get MD until somebody call AGM. To support the Binay meeting say to go and appoint MD and former House of Folk. NC. Memory of my NC. In fact, House of Folk problem and yet MD.
AGM no what home
very soon.
Oh, okay.
Very soon. And I think the House of Folk secretary are aware.
There
should be something around between now and June. Yes. But what I'm saying is offer House of Oak problems. House of Oak problems. A go beyond MD. In fact, the various MDs are House of Oak are appointed to till the last MD, Frederick Moore, they have not helped House of Oak. Of I'm seeing here attention, me say they have not helped House of Oak. The various MDs, starting from former FA vice chairman to
Fred Papo.
Yes, Fred Papo, Papo, Fred Kenzel.
Yeah, Fred, yeah.
To House of Folk chief supporter, Neil Armstrong Motogbe, to certain anchor, to Noonan, to whoever, to Frederick Moore. And you know for strategy committee, you know, to go my. What I talk about has is around 8 or 9 years old. 2011, time I had floating shares, no, not to win. What has it? 2021, so 2011 has floating shares. Omoko, you know, 2011, no, not a House of Folk, you know, Commodore, no, I don't know. And after Commodore, so 2012, 2011, no, do but even say after negative to 10 years. And over 2 other team. But since I buy various MDs or chief executive for House of Folk are power, they have not helped House of Folk. And in fact, the House of Folk here, they say, oh, Masatia or more, you know. There are some elements in House of Folk. Offer. Almost the House of Folk, but almost person House of Folk team be the year. And there's the House of Folk who sweat here. those people, they will not put their penny.
Okay.
But they are interested in making House of Folk grip and strong. And I'm telling you, Togbe mo and House of Folk no. They are not so bit one sister House of Folk first and House of Folk no. Say they see one House of Folk, they say Muna. Those who forget supporters don't chase ye. Say House of Folk assistant. The team no now obi no own. All affairs and supporters no voice no. That's not to say supporters yenti omo. But first ya obi go push supporters. Adeke to obi a ni akoti for supporters. Me wan anya no kra no. Twam. I don't know the supporters no and your team no. Ya me abu o see with the winning way no. Omo for mo support. Emma team no. I think and no be boa wo rather than say kofa MD me say go and mention those MDs no. But then you can obi ask match no.
Captain Midasi.
And me say, oh, they go ahead and mention one MD say I don't know House of Folk problem. Oh, bah, ni accept the yeah. Or the boy House of Folk, that's what they say House of Folk.
Mate Kapi, Midasi, Yamisha. Captain Sasia and Martin Cano. Kapi, Ahomohana, Eberna, just say Abaswa. Abaswa Hatiembra. Say. Hey. Ominias, yeah. Obiati, Yaminkwa. Sariki.
Yes, we need comment I'm there, Babette. I say in a way, maybe it will go to address some of the things that Kapikan. Not to say say, oh, the metro you. Not to say say Kapi Diana may react, but maybe I'm and as a Kapiko fire. When you study leadership and management, say at any point in time you appointment is failure. You ask questions about the environment. Then when you ask questions about the environment, then you ask questions about who created and set up that environment. Or and to me fan say Bia Hasi said director of the company are appointed general manager be no feel. Then we ask question about the Orepa environment. I am general manager biaba no ayede wa feel. Then you bisa sa question we are then we go a step further to ask who also creates that environment. Once when set up the environment, then to go back to the director himself. Okay. You get it? Exactly. So Nietene say there is no way you can say all the MDs are failures, but the environment is not a failure, and then whoever created the environment is not a failure. But seven predators are omo beni nyina na tibon cause o ma sebi o ma bonbon o munim he. But problem ni ho enye say omo banana omo nya ade. But the environment, there's no question mark about the environment. There's no question mark about those who created the environment. It doesn't happen anyway. It doesn't happen that way. Now, reason why the club needs an MD. She has to folk before say you be call break, you know. I be call league break, you know. Look at House of Folk. Now House of Folk. Tenio Clementino Pacho Tenio. Now House of Folk and a great momentum. As at that time, there was no single club in this country. And any other club than a House of Folk. Momentum. Now has Aqua sign Samuel Bodu. Before the league in Beko break. Samuel Bodu in this country in our league for the past 2-3 seasons, he has been one of the best performing coaches in our league. Now has Aqua signing our coach, you know. And now attention I then Abba club and so. Togba Fedevia no movie step further. And was signing wine. Salifu Ibrahim Di Maria. And attention no increase or more intensify no. It's enough focus and concentration about House of Folks momentum about House. And now a 3-year ban here. Tenio Clementino me birthday certain. And a 3-year ban here ball under 20 Chan tournament, youth tournament Africa. As the captain, he scored 2 goals in the final and one left a trophy no. Then House of Folk player LED national under 20 team. And mama kwaje African youth tournament. Another momentum. On to be a building no. Ye and before say beko break no. And as Samuel Bodu won the first game. That was against Wafa. And onya emphatic victory. And you move from the appointment of Samuel Bodu, the signing of Ibrahim Di Maria. the winner of the under-20 African Championship being lifted by a House of Folk player. Then no baba be do the first game some abodu a boy. So oka sa no ma we nyina abomwa na ama club no enya great momentum ba mam chade. Sa momentum ni nyina no because of one player friend say Mamani Lawali issue tienie. Momentum na club na build no. A positive vibe around the club. Lack of management. Any time previous that Tibon cost of for Muguo. And making sure say you did one issue pet. Ebe cancel. Oh, they don't know what they're doing. Only the one issue pet Clementino. One issue. I cancel Salif Ibrahim. I cancel Samuel Bodu win. I cancel Utenius Salif Ibrahim signing Samuel Bodu appointment and the first game of winning. A free banner all left tournament. Way a momentum and a club and a building. But Oshaya for about 2 weeks to 3 weeks. House of Folk were in the news for negative reasons. In my opinion, Sena House of Folk ewa MDA. Sa issue bako peno na escalate and could do that level. Emma the positive vibe around the club no and turn it to negative. And yanya a leader at House of Folk to manage one particular issue and Mamani Lawali. Sa bako peno ebe cancel out all the positives around the club. One particular issue Mamani Lawali may say I cancel all the positives around the club. Yeah, that is
a free system.
Every system. It's only this week. Not this week, nothing has started. We just resumed. We just resumed for about 2 weeks. Mamani Lawali, agents in everyone say heritage for about 2 to 3 weeks. So it cancels out everything, all the positives around the club. And I make us say you were MD or ha, say you were MD or ha. And where say na Elijah can be a friend doctor and a doctor. He say the MD will take charge of the day-to-day administration of the club. And kwa board members no more multimedia show. Me say, and the club and ankasa. But the point I want to make is there is no way. House of Folk as a club, they need a managing director for the club. They need a managing director. Mami, we
Tino, Mame nko league games ni so. Mame nko league games ni so. Mame shall seem free Accra Sports Stadium.
No, that me when the baby weekend no. The friends are on va. Oh man bongo anu so striker. Ebe na ka ne hye no. Je me bi. Ka no na pack. Ebe na striker ka ne hye no. And I'm just saying we will any online make an so. Ka is your toy. Na ka ne tribune mu mienu. And I'm saying me what the number plate is they say any number. Na you know this here. Na me go here you repay the talk
My mention is free Sunday game na course Accra Sports Stadium. On say your movie yen samane account for a long period ne say Tino say your league on league bi and your teams are no mobile league no so why join so person ogi league na wa person your middle table team who teams are no be compete na wa person wo we no and as we save from relegation who teams are no be compete has targeting some person ogi league. It's what her there be an American assassin, but now has of supporters nibbing Timase. Ne say League near Bois, who teams up a so G League now no mobile. Sad teams no so no mushia. So I saw G League so show.
It's a senior now, but you're
the fantasy our top 6 our Ghana has a say. Ebia has Kotoko, Adriana, as good, Mediama. And Ebia this is Yen Chusu Karela no Olympics Mobako. And count in 6. Sas players ne paneke kakra but anyoma kakra me hu game ni munie William Denchine ball left back Menya sure we Patrick Razak in China if there is a player the last 2 seasons has of supporters are high upon the player Obin Junior but the performance our Diama has no and merited that hype any destination no it looks like as a player as a onye determined to do something.
You know who niana?
As an enimre say opeso ye bibi. Hwe Victor Edu no onye exceptional player. by effort no putting in and they say can talent in Kwebia because of being junior at the champ Victoria. But effort, Emma, any coach will choose Victoria ahead of Obin Junior.
Franka Hodi, what you mean in your preference?
And you press him. Say the attitude of players. To me, share after first half, second half, no, and a has bad game him. A come fast to share second goal, no, own goal, no, phobia ball, Sana, my friend. The quick exchanges, pa. The position. Asante Kotoko captain and the players no be at no. A quiet faso, Emma players yet disorganized on the pitch. Clementino be near. So share Marcello Lippi book or Troy. The coaching career, and your man is successful winning the Champions League World Cup. In the book, or catcher will say, almost that's the Zidane, and Omu say, Uran FN says Zidane, and the Bush Yomun at the Dana Kumaso Pie and sister. Or Dana Kumaso. Say Italy be winning World Cup now. They need to get Zidane out of the game. A quite bad soon Abefaso are getting out of the game. No, most do because no coaches Zidane pen. I see I did Zidane 100% the buffon them. And Thomas Shadaka chair Matarazzi. Send a buffo for a sister. For sister no for I shall no bo. Sister no your papa. Zidane was the captain of the French national team. And he was the star of that tournament. The moment that Zidane free gave him, we say Kim and the Italy J World Cup. A Kasaka Kenyan and I know the Akabo. The embassy me change and say, Tachima 11 wonders for Nayadi, but Mumu say Fabio Gama and I be Krako to team. It's almost starting frustrating Fabio Gama. Surprisingly, Nako to go play singing out or more, including the captain.
I'm protecting and I'm fighting for.
Oh, Emmanuel Jemfu, I show you fellas and for natural team, the among the captain. On show be or chess or a captain, a leader. It's near watching near the captain man na kobon nsa.
Yamra I met was we
buy bet was.
But I say Jibo
anime. Say minu striker. When ya myself free wo. Ko we as obi anu wa ye bo na wo sere. Born ya she. House of folk since ya bro ni fita ko ye lose so much. Enso ye she ko nyina na ebisi asem wo fie. Asem wo fie. This is same go for me because me da. Omo come free meeting Saturday. This is your free meeting Saturday. And I'm me omo ko say Saturday. You dey host team no wa. Nti e be meeting Saturday ayede. E ko meeting Saturday wa Accra. I think say tosum. Oh,
I dey America connect.
Yeah, the car won ti ase ba me say. The kind of video say enya dia me
team akoboma.
Enya dia me ko. Afi omu tie me nkran enya dia me ko. Eti catch house supporters say ye ye bomb pie say de na ye hye na nto aso sa ase na striker ka no sa na midim football no board obaji league ya first near transfer chapter 9 ya sese na management ya sese na board asese o ya sese league no ahunu match ya wase ye hye match ya wase ye board draw na match odu lusu kura nya hwe eti ye besre say ye supporters ne say ye boy ye hye obi an tra ne mom pie sa na kotokonso de atu omo so nto omo sa anya sa league ne ji be den eti ye say as supporters ne say team ne ba match ne Saturday obi ama na adwene nkoso nyame ade ma Saturday no ye betu anamon akọ say de be ya
the person can tell say akoko na no pattern na ye ready
alaba de no afi no makum du afi
no so say ready da I don't know am fa
danto a
ai
o say me ba ene ma hu o say me ba me wie ya me ba eti house supporters ye catch obi say ye happy
okay
of the team
news for them
hey me nua baby birthday manya me duru me fia oni benya ase
never bear no
ata
okay
my auntie Rose bata
yo
mo shop e wa prabon and they ata birthday ti ma me fa fidie so
and yeah Mr. Alex